you know I'm gonna pound it. Truth be told, I'm back to shit. Some bitch can claim the pussy ain't been jackpot in a back.
Good morning, good morning. It is Friday. That means it's time for Unfiltered and Unaffected right here on World Viral TV. I'm your host, Trevor O'Connor. This is my great co-host, Mr. Brian Roundtree.
Woo! Oh, I'm awake. I'm here.
Brian Roundtree, who occasionally wakes up and comes and does the show.
Oh, what the hell? That's the only thing I do before 12 o'clock all week.
Bullshit. You smoke weed before noon.
That's true. I probably do smoke.
Phoning it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the email together last night. I saw that.
Yeah.
Early.
Got it
Like,
out before midnight.
I saw it before I crashed.
Yeah, I was ready to go to sleep by 11 o'clock last night. I don't know.
So you got a good
That's
night's
awesome.
sleep?
I did get a good night's sleep.
So there's
Maybe
no
a little
excuses.
Too much. Yeah, no excuses. The dogs did wake up at like 3 o'clock.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Barking at raccoons or something. That was.
You know what that
kinda
falls under, right? Not my problem.
Not
Not my problem.
Not surprising.
whatsoever.
Hey, what do we got going on the show today, Trevor?
Today on the show, we have fabulous guests. We have Miss Jill Tasei,
Oh yeah,
comedian.
that's sassy with a T.
Sassy with a T.
Good friends, Ghost of Ivy will be our musical guest.
Cool.
Fantastic.
And I got a strange message last night from our friend Chad Drew, who runs the Evergreen Apothecary next door. And he said he's going to be in the area and he's not working today. I have no idea why a guy who runs a weed shop is up in the area at 9 a.m.
Wow.
But he said he would love to stop by, so I gave him my number and I said, go ahead and text me if you're
Oh
in the
yes,
area.
let's do that.
And we'll bring him down. And
We're testing products today for him. 'Cause
quite
I'm into
possible.
that. Yeah.
I have a product to test. Also, I hung out with Mini Mad Mike Cook.
Yeah.
He's insane, just so you know.
So bummed I missed that, but yeah, he sounded like a pretty crazy.
Yeah,
cat
he's
all
a
the way
crazy
up,
dude.
so.
I also saw Lucy, the movie. Lucy, with Scarlett Johansson, which I've seen 2 Scarlett Johansson movies in the last 3 months.
We like Scarlett Johansson.
Let's just say I'll talk about both of them. One of them, I still have no fucking idea what I saw.
Yeah.
No idea what I saw. No clue whatsoever. Like, it must have been a favor for a cousin or something, because I still have no idea. I'll talk about that. What else do we have? A couple cool things. Videos coming up. Topics that we're going to talk about. I found... what's the guy's name that does the damn impressions on NFL Network all the time? What's his name?
Calipari.
Chris.
Frank Caliendo? No.
Caliendo. Frank
Yeah.
Caliendo.
Yeah.
Caliendo doing Morgan Freeman reading LeBron James's letter to the people of Akron when he decided to go back to Cleveland.
And it's genius.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
when you have that many levels,
Yeah.
you have Frank doing Morgan reading LeBron James.
You want to just start with that?
That sounds like
We can do that. There's a video of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and cue it. It's fucking awesome.
I'm
I think
into
it's
it.
a great start. That'll give me a chance to wake up a little more too.
Slap your face.
Before anyone ever cared where I would play basketball, I was a kid from Northeast Ohio. It's where I walked. It's where I ran. It's where I cried. It's where I bled. It holds a special place in my heart. People there have seen me grow up. I sometimes feel like I'm their son. Their passion can be overwhelming, but it drives me. I want to give them hope when I can. I want to inspire them when I can. My relationship with Northeast Ohio is bigger than basketball. I didn't realize that 4 years ago. I do now. Remember when I was sitting up there at the Boys and Girls Club in 2010? I was thinking, this is really tough. I could feel it. I was leaving something I'd spent a long time creating. If I had to do it all over again, I'd obviously do things differently. But I'd still have left. Miami, for me, has been almost like college for other kids. This past 4 years helped raise me into who I am. I became a better player and a better man. I learned from a franchise that had been where I wanted to go. I will always think of Miami as my second home. Without the experiences I had there, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today. We actually ran out of music. I'm not promising a championship. I know how hard that is to deliver. We're not ready to right now, no way. Of course, I want to win next year, but I'm realistic. It will be a long process, much longer than it was in 2010. My patience will get tested. I know that. I'm going into a situation with a young team and a new coach. I will be the old head. But I get a thrill out of bringing a group together and helping them reach a place they didn't know they could go. I see myself as a mentor now, and I'm excited to lead some of these talented young guys. In Northeast Ohio, nothing is given. Everything is earned. You work for what you have. I'm ready to accept the challenge. I'm coming home. The end.
That's pretty
Oh
phenomenal.
my God! If you close your mind, he absolutely 100% is.
You know, Chris was talking about all the different things that Morgan Freeman's doing. He's constantly voicing
on
over
everything.
something, narrating something. They could probably get Frank Caliendo for half the price.
Oh yeah.
If they just say,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
we want Morgan Freeman's voice, but we can't afford him.
Right.
Let's call Frank.
We could do voiceovers here
Yeah,
on World Viral
right.
with Frank Caliendo.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
You know what
Crush
we
it.
need? I'm reaching out
Let's
to
get
the
him
Denver
to
Metro.
do
I don't
it.
need Frank Caliendo. I need the Frank Caliendo of Denver
Right.
to come in and just voice a bunch of promo stuff for the station.
Hell yeah, we need someone.
That way, everybody in Hollywood could.
I
do
was
a promo.
born, and I was in jail. And
You're fired.
Andy Dufresne. No.
No, you're out. You're 100% out.
Wanted to see my good friend Andy.
Let's see what else.
My
I
big
started.
black python. Oh, sorry.
Stop. It's bad. I started fight camp this Sunday.
Yeah.
I have a big announcement coming up. Looks like my MMA debut will be the last week of September, the first week in October. They haven't locked down the date for the promotion yet. But I'm looking to make my debut at 155, which means I'm going to be an asshole again from now until roughly that date, because I've got about 15 pounds
Nice.
on top
So-
of the 25 that I've already lost.
You're already an asshole. So
Right,
it's gonna be like
right.
twice as much like last time.
You remember?
I
used to
remember
send
pretty well.
Chris messages as we were building the studio out. Chris was working diligently in the studio, and I was in a camp for a big jiu-jitsu tournament. And I would just send Chris messages like, I don't give a fuck, why are you asking me? That would be my response to just
Pretty
about
much.
everything.
He
was
is
like,
easy to work with.
My
Yeah.
feelings got hurt.
Well, you always know the
I'm
answer.
sensitive.
There's no vagueness. If you ask me a question, you do receive an answer.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
Or you receive no answer. And if you receive no answer from me, usually it's because I believe that the question was so fucking stupid that if you can't answer it for yourself, I cannot help you.
Right.
I cannot help you.
Yeah.
If you cannot order through the drive-thru, I am not going to take you to
I'm not gonna
McDonald's.
help you out.
I mean, that's just how it is.
Speaking of MMA, there's a fight going
Tonight.
on this. Is it tonight?
Tonight, RFA
RFA.
is at the First Bank Center. I
It's
have
being
teammates.
broadcast too.
Yeah, it's on Access TV.
Yeah.
I will be in the press area if you'd like to see me on TV.
Oh,
And if you
nice.
want to, when's your fight?
My fight.
His is in
It's the
September.
last week of September, the first week of October. They haven't set the date for the promotion.
I have a clip ready of your last
no,
one.
just
Yeah, let's do that.
this is a jiu-jitsu fight that I did not. But I love mounting people.
It looks a lot better in fast motion too. Like that. Yes, get it, own it.
Nice, huh?
Is that like the official taint grab?
How's
Yeah.
the oil? How's the oil, Chris? Do you need your oil checked?
Yeah. Like
I think
a
it's great
dipstick.
that you've balanced out both ears now, though.
Yeah, I
like
started
that,
fight
yeah.
camp, and so there's been a lot of sparring. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I took a shot in my other ear, which now the cauliflower ear in this ear is finally all healed and hardened. Now this ear looks like Dumbo, and it's hanging down because it's super swollen.
See, where he once had a stalk, now he has a bushel. So,
So here soon, my right ear will match my left ear and just be this hard piece
I
of.
think it's good, actually. I think it works out to balance it out like that. 'cause
Yeah, but right now it doesn't
Yeah.
balance so well. Like right now, you look at
once
me.
It heals
and
up. It'll be all right.
It,
Yeah.
I look. I look like the kid from Goonies.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys!
Rocky Road.
You know when because his ears all like one ear is not the same as the other ear, so that's what I feel like right now. It's a little bit sad, but it'll heal up. Right at the beginning of this camp, I have huge, like, stupid nagging injuries going on. I got shin whipped the other day, and I seriously have a bruise on my. You can't really see it in the lighting.
I can see it.
Oh, it's a nice little
There's a
softball
bruise
there.
all the way up the
Yeah.
front of my
Can you show it
shin.
that way?
Oh, that's good stuff.
And it's one of those like hematomas that swell, so it's like,
Yeah.
and every time you touch it, it just hurts. And then one of my fight team teammates, Miss JJ Aldrich, signed with Invicta, which is the female feeder program for the UFC. Her first fight is in early September, and she will be on UFC Fight Pass, which the UFC is now airing the Invicta fights, which is a huge deal for women's MMA.
Oh, nice.
She's a 115-pounder. She's making her pro debut with Invicta, which is unheard of. They signed her to make her pro debut on UFC Fight Pass. She and I were grappling the other night, and her arm slipped. She was holding my gi, and her arm slipped, and her forearm came down and knocked out one of my molars. So I'm missing a molar right here.
Did you pick it up?
I spit it like it was. I had my mouthpiece in, and I was like, "What?" And I spit it out, and there was my tooth on the desk thing, and I threw it in the trash. I was like, "Wow, I just got a tooth knocked out by a 115-pound girl." JJ's a phenom.
You've hit your midlife crisis in stride, my friend. Let me
good
tell you.
Yes,
Is that your biography title?
Dear Diary.
dear diary.
Yeah.
I got my tooth knocked out.
I had
by
a girl knock
115
my
pound
tooth
girl.
out today.
Yeah. This is a strange. It's a strange journey for me because most of the guys on my fight team, most of the guys I train with, are in their 20s, like early to mid 20s, and I'm in my 40s. I just turned 40, and I decided that this is what I'm going to do. But it's such a great time, and I can't wait to make my debut. I also can't wait until my ears match again because that will be awesome.
Does it hurt right now?
This one hurts. Yeah,
That one looks like it hurts.
it's like
man.
black
It's
and
got-
blue. This one isn't swollen so much from jujitsu like this one did. This one is swollen from punches, which makes it way more sensitive.
Yeah.
So there's that. I did
No
find a
shit.
video.
You think?
I've been training jujitsu really
It's a
hard
little sensitive.
for about the last year, training my butt off. I did find out, they posted on the website that August the 9th at 303 Training Center in Westminster, which is my home gym, I will be receiving my blue belt in a very special promotion ceremony,
Very cool.
which is a huge deal to me. That's a big accomplishment. I can't wait for that.
You could record the whole ceremony with that fancy new watch
I
you
know.
got there.
Yeah. We'll talk about this in a minute. We always talk
No, I'm
about
talking about it now.
we always talk about we always talk about my jiu-jitsu and everything that's going on, and we show my tournaments, and we're always talking about choking people,
Right.
and nobody wants to get choked out. A couple weeks ago, I was in a
Depends on who you're dating.
Right.
At the time.
Some
I mean, I
some
know.
girls like a little bit of choke.
I remember meeting a few ladies that were into that.
I was
in my
in
youth.
I was in a comp class a couple weeks ago, and I just made a mistake with one of my great training partners, Robert Lamry. He grabbed my collar on my gi, and I was moving over to a different position, and I was like, I'll deal with that in just a second. And I didn't realize that he had set up a backwards choke, so when I moved across, it tightened it, and it was the first time I'd ever gone out.
Yeah.
And I went out on the mat. Well, I found a video of a guy who voluntarily allows one of his a coach for a huge jiu-jitsu professional to choke him out.
I'm excited to see this.
He doesn't tap. He just lets him go all the way. I gave the video to Chris, and we could check this out real
Gamer
quick.
tag, and I'm about to get choked out. So
Just to try. You
before
just
we
wanted
start
to
here,
know
this
what
is
it
what
was
you
like.
need to know. This is Ricky. Ricky is Joe Lozon's grappling coach. He helps pros. He's from University Grappling. Link in the description. He's a pro. He knows what he's doing. We have an EMT upstairs in another room in case something goes wrong. Just because I'm a jackass, this is not your free card to be a jackass like me. But what he's going to do is he's going to choke me out and then ask me a question afterwards. Do you know what you're going to ask?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So here I am getting choked out. If I'm not a bitch about this whole thing, I won't tap. Let's bring it.
You want him to respect the tap.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna tap.
It doesn't matter if you tap anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to apply a rear naked choke like you see in the UFC. Now this move is the #1 submission finished in the UFC. So we're positive that this will send him out the fastest.
I have this fear that I'm gonna like pass gas and pee during the choke.
We really hope that doesn't happen. we're confident. We're confident that that won't happen.
All right.
Okay.
Put your hand up. He's out.
No.
He's out. He's going.
It's okay. I got him. What's your gamer tag or ID?
It's Woody's gamer tag. I forgot what we were doing.
Okay, we're here. We just finished with the choke out. There's probably going to be a small amount of memory loss here, but you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. I totally forgot where I was and everything, and then it's coming back to me now. All right, so that's what a choke out is like. It kind of tingled. Yeah,
I feel like you just slept for a couple hours.
No, it doesn't feel like that to me.
Did you have a dream?
Maybe when I was like 15 or 16, and all your buddies were walking around
Once
punching
is
each
good.
other in the
Yeah,
nuts and stuff to constantly prove themselves.
What?
Like, oh yeah, come on.
You
the
punched each other in the nuts?
Oh, there was always the you're not.
No wonder
paying
you have 6
attention,
kids.
bam, you
Right?
know. But I don't know. I guess I'm just too old for it now. I'm not, or maybe I've had enough damage in my life. Of course, I have 6 kids, and I've watched them hurt themselves all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't need to anymore.
Yeah, it's the thing is, that's how fast. I mean, that was 5 seconds that he put the choke on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That
wasn't
was
too
quite
long.
the little dance.
5 to
he
7
did, too,
seconds?
man.
His eyes kind of rolled back.
Well, and what it is, he's not cutting off the air. You're not passing out because you have no oxygen. You're passing out. Hey, buddy, I'm just about there. 3 minutes away.
Batmobile.
Yeah, Chad Drew.
Come Batmobile.
What it does is that choke cuts off the blood to the arteries in the side of your neck, so it's a blood choke. Your brain goes out.
Jesus.
That sounds brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
It's
Where
the
can
weird.
I do that?
I had never been out before until a week ago,
Yeah.
and when he choked me and I went out, you don't even feel it. Like I was fine because I could breathe. The air was coming in, and I crossed over, and then all of a sudden I picked my head up off the mat, and everything was silent, and I was like, "Whoa!" Sorry, and I apologized. I was like, "I'm sorry, Robert. I should have tapped. I didn't realize." He's like, "You did tap, but you were already out."
Wow. It wasn't really a tapping. It was more of a
Twitch.
flop.
Yeah. But it's amazing because there's no pain. There's no, it doesn't hurt. You don't feel. You just,
Well, yeah, you're out.
you just, and then you come to, and like you have to shake off the cobwebs
This
and
is
figure out what's
exciting
going.
to you.
Yeah,
though.
it
You
was
get
so
excited
fun.
talking about it. I get petrified for you.
Can we choke out Jill?
One of these days.
No, God,
No.
Especially in that skirt, man. Who knows what could happen.
there's convulsions. Right.
What did I sign on for? Wait, what?
Jill, Sassy with the T, Tasei has joined us here in studio. Sat through the first 15 minutes of jiu-jitsu and MMA conversations. Welcome. What's happening?
Thank you.
Are you scared of the show yet?
You're not going to get choked out. I won't let that happen.
I don't know. I just learned a lot of terms.
We
and I
got
was just
liability
wait,
issues, so-
Like you're an MMA guy. You're like a ma.
Yeah,
That's
Mom.
cool. You're a ma too. Aw.
We have.
Ma, you're a ma. 6 kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
6 kids from 9 different women.
Three.
That's see. I have
Not 9.
6
9
with 3.
kids. There's a few that I don't know about, I'm sure. But the wife always threatens to leave me. She's like, every time someone's knocking at the door, we're all like, God, I hope that's the neighbor kids again. She just always.
If it's a kid, she's scared
Yeah,
to
if it's
death.
someone else, she's like, I will leave. I go, well, really? What's one more at this point? I mean,
No,
there's
that's
a high
a
chance that's out there.
that's a BS excuse. What's one more at this point? Yeah, it's still more. It's still one more.
So Chad just pulled into the back.
Could be.
I can run up there real quick.
Cool,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Good on Chad.
Whoa. Chad, pull
I mean, if
into the back.
If you can pull into the back, do.
Yeah, well,
That's what I say.
If she lets you, that's
If
love.
you're able to, or really awesome daddy
fetish.
issues.
yeah.
Or fetish. Love or fetish. That's a game you can play.
You can always tell the girl with daddy issues because
You know,
she
if
lets
I
you in the
would
back
have
door.
just choked
early.
a couple of them out, there's a good chance that they wouldn't have known that they had my kid. I didn't ever really think about that.
To run at that point.
Yeah, I could have just choked them out when I was done and split, and they'd woke up pregnant. I don't know what happened. I don't remember.
It's not how it really.
That's not how it goes.
No, it's-
Well, they say there's memory. Is there any kind of memory loss?
It's
like
a
that?
really short term memory loss that you start to
It's just short
you get
term,
it back
yeah.
pretty quickly. And it's not like in the movies or on TV where they choke them out and then they're out for like 15 minutes while they finish doing whatever it is they
Well,
do.
everyone's celebrating the victory around them. And
Well, you know,
stuff.
like in the action movies, they always grab the guy, they choke him out, and then they go and like free the hostage, and then they come back and the guy's still laying on the floor as they were.
Right.
They set the table.
Yeah,
and
that's
they just,
not so much how it goes.
They don't choke them out more than.
No, I mean anything past
Look
that.
who's over here, guys.
Oh, look at
Hey,
that.
hey.
What up, y'all?
I have some serious questions for you in just
That's
one
Chad
second.
Drew.
Morning.
We'll be with
Yeah.
him in a second.
Yeah, it is.
Chad Drew, Mr. Evergreen Apothecary over there.
Hopefully
Anyway,
he
Jill,
brought us
it's all
some
it's
goodies.
about Jill right now. Jill has a website.
Tasei.
Jill
I do.
does comedy. Jill
do.
has become a fitness nut. I don't know if people in this room know this or not, but
Nuts.
you-
Fitness.
you're putting up like
Fitness
50 miles a
gonzo.
month. That's a nut.
You
I'm
can
not
check her
done.
out
It
at
could be more.
There could be more.
jilltassie.com.
Oh, hey, look at that. That's my website.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
the
noticed-
video parts. Yeah,
Yeah, I went to
gotta-
I was looking for video of you last last night, and I found something that was about 3 years old, I think. And,
What site were you on?
And then I was like, well, yeah, that was the YouPorn site again.
Oh.
I gotta stay off that thing, man. She was getting choked out.
Hi, Mom.
Again.
But I got on her website last night, and I was like, I'm going through, and I'm like, all right, there's a little blog. Like, she has one blog, and then the second blog above that says, I hate blogging, or I'm not good at blogging,
Just follow
so
me
I
on
don't
Twitter.
blog.
Yeah.
Just follow me on Twitter. Then I'm like, all right, there's a video button. Let's go to the videos. There's nothing on the videos. So clearly you're more of a just get the word out by having
the
a picture on.
Tour dates are updated. The
I
tour
saw
page
the tour
is
page
very
looked very
updated.
current. Yeah.
Well, and at the same time, over the last year and a half, 2 years, you've gone through a major transformation. So maybe the stuff you're putting up there is new and current.
The old videos, the only videos I have are super old.
Yeah, the
like
YouTube stuff I was
2011,
finding,
I
yeah.
think is
You're
the
so
newest.
2011.
I'm so 2011. Oh my god!
But now,
It's- yeah.
now you could take like today's archive and put it up on YouTube, and
Oh,
And
that's
now it's brand
horrible.
new.
Yeah, see, I'm way
You
funnier
just
now.
choke her out.
You're
right
funnier?
Way funnier. Yeah, I was not funny back then.
Okay,
I mean, I was funny.
2011.
Funny.
Now I'm like,
Ish.
holy shit.
Give me this. 2011.
Okay.
What joke did you think was funny that you had written? And now, if someone brings up a YouTube clip or talks, you're like, I can't believe I wrote or said that.
It's it's not totally that because I'm still doing some of the same jokes, but they're funnier
much
now.
funnier now.
I say them better. I've rewritten
delivery's
them.
better, yeah.
I've done that musician thing and I've changed up the arrangement.
Mm.
And I've tagged.
The college
I've fallen
remix?
in love with them now. Yeah, like where I'm just like I've done a cover of my own joke. Now it's funnier.
You're the
It's better.
creative
Like I'm
callback
that
now to
fresher
it?
piece.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's my.
So you don't have that joke out there? I know there's one out there. Something that you wrote and you're like, now when someone brings it up, you're,
No.
come on.
Our stuff's always been gold, man.
No, it's just because it's personal and it represents a time. Like I do a lot. Like some people do like political or whatever, and all my stuff is about me, shit that's happened, stuff I've gone through, how I've dealt with it. So that
So
was
you
just
bash
what I was.
guys a lot.
No, I
So
love
you're like a
guys.
motivational comedian.
Yeah, I'm a happier, friendlier.
So you have no depression?
Oh no, I totally have depression.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny. It's super.
don't
I was gonna
don't
say-
all comics have?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
from pain.
that goes
the
hand in
tragedy
hand, so-
plus time equals comedy.
Yeah.
That's-
I was
I'm
like,
also
you-
a math geek, so that's the.
Oh, no.
That's the equation.
Do you have math
the
jokes?
equations. I do, but only for kids. Actually, no. Actually, I do have a math. I have some math thrown into my jokes, like where I talk, like because I met a guy, a single guy, and we, there's a website involved, and
Well, I was
we
hoping
met
you were
up.
single.
Yeah.
Uh,
I met a married guy.
Well,
So the math
swingers
is really
exist,
fucked
but
up.
so nobody was like, "You've got a quarter dozen kids," and I was like, "Oh my god, I do." And then I have a bunch of tags that go with it, like that's the square root of 9 kids, like that's so many more than 3. It's 27.27 repeating percent of a soccer team of kids. So yeah, I throw some math in there. Yeah,
got
like we talk about how many
Bam.
different ways that's a horrible amount of kids.
So
to have.
between us,
half of you,
13
Jesus,
kids
Whoa.
between the three of us right here.
Wow.
Nice.
4? You have 4?
Girls.
Yeah.
You have 4 girls?
Oh, yeah.
No wonder you do MMA.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. That was I have daughter issues. That's I go punch everybody everywhere so that any guy who comes to date my daughter fucking
I have
knows.
I have a 15-year-old,
Me
and I
too.
have one that's turning 13.
Have we not talked about this before?
I don't know. Mostly
Teenager.
because you're too busy staring at my ear.
Yeah.
I'm not staring at your ear.
I am.
So yeah, you got 5 girls at home if you include Chris. And,
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and you still need to go to the gym to get beat up by girls.
Yeah. Yeah, my 2 youngest daughters are now doing jiu-jitsu in our kids program.
Oh, I can't wait till
Nice.
they choke you out.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
That's
like-
the video I want to see. Your 15-year-old, like, I will
Choking dad out.
date!
I am
Just-
going out with him. I don't
Okay.
care if he's got things in his nose.
This biker gauged up tattoo guy's. Actually, you'd be like, yeah, he's perfect. She'd be like, this country western guy is the man for me.
I'm like, what?
I like his skinny jeans, Dad.
I have a 12-year-old who's about to turn 13.
That's not a pack of chew. It's a condom.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm
for that.
sorry.
I can't
Dun,
wait.
dun, dun.
I'm so glad I have boys. I'm so glad I
Yeah.
have boys.
I got half and half. We got the Brady Bunch going on at home, so
Oh.
you know, we just don't have Alice.
See, I don't. My
You have the
15
dog?
Alice, yeah.
my
We have
15-year-old
three dogs.
transitioned
We're
to
stupid.
dating.
It's really stupid.
Pretty
Everything's
easily.
in threes with us.
My 15-year-old transitioned to dating pretty easily. Like, she wasn't interested, and then she got a boyfriend. Now she's 15, and it's really the one serious boyfriend she's had. But he's a pretty respectful guy because I pulled him aside and
Choked
gave him
out.
this.
Around you.
Right.
It's like, so check this out. All right.
I gave him
No.
the speech that I want him to have a good time, and I want them to enjoy their lives and their teens, and they should have fun. And he should just keep in mind that anything he tries to stick in her, I'm going to stick in him.
Ooh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like his or yours?
Mine in him, wherever he tried to put his in her.
I've been to prison, and I don't even think I'd say that to some kid.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, that would
You
certainly
have
put
other
the fear of God in
tendencies
him,
that
but-
we haven't discussed.
Whatever. Call me gay. I say,
Call a spade
Call
a
me gay. That's
spade.
how I'm protecting my daughters.
in defense of your daughter, it's no longer
Right.
gay.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
As long as
jail.
you call no homo.
Hey.
It's
legitimate sodomy. I'm
Yeah.
hooked, dude.
The first 2
I don't-
years that you were in prison, that you let that guy suck your dick,
Oh,
that wasn't
it's not gay
because
No,
Initiation.
it's called lonely. You're acclimating. It's just you like.
you were I mean, you had a long
like,
time.
hey, I'm in my early 20s. I got to get this stuff out one
Right.
way or the other.
That's my daughter.
I just
I've
gotta
gotta
know.
make sure-
Just making sure. I
Back
know.
to my original point. I now have a 12-year-old who's about to turn 13,
Oh.
like in a month. And I get a text from her the other day, and it just says, "Hey, Dad, ... Never a good fucking thing. Never a good thing. I was
Uh-oh.
like, I will kill a motherfucker right now. That's just the first thought that comes to my head, because I'm like, that
Now
can't.
we've gone from sodomy to murder.
Right, and I'm fine with both.
It can't end in I need a bag of chips. Like why is that? Why
Because-
is Hey Dad?
because-
Hey Jude turned out fine. Like why is Hey Dad a bad thing?
Because this 12-year-old, if she wanted a bag of chips, she would say, "Hey, Dad, I had a bag of chips." That's okay, right?
Right.
That's how
Hey,
she is.
Dad,
That's,
Not the Hey Dad slow prep thing.
right, not
Yeah.
Grandma's
she-
on the roof and we can't get her down kind of a thing. Like she's gotta ease you into
Like, she wouldn't even
it.
tell me that part before. And so I just called. I saw that, and I didn't even text back. I just called. I was like,
Right.
"Hey,
To
Gracie."
get Trevor to pick up the phone.
Yeah,
is
to
pretty
make-
serious.
to make-
Hey Dad, hey Trev. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm
that
pregnant
watch.
from our show.
To make a phone call is ridiculous to me, for one. So I call her and I was like, "Hey, Gracie, what's up?" She's like, can we text?"
Oh, that's extra bad.
That's definitely bad.
I said, "Now, absolutely fucking not.
No,
What's
yeah,
going on?"
Let's talk.
Well, I want to talk to you about something, but it's a little bit easier maybe if we text. And I was like, not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
You can just use your words now.
Use your words. Starts when they're 2. It just keeps going. Use your.
She said, "Well, I've been talking to Mom for the last couple days, and she said that I needed to talk to you because whatever you thought was okay." And I said, "Oh yeah?"
I love it when the parents pass
Parent
the
cop
buck.
out.
Yeah.
Talk to your dad.
It's fine with me.
And I said, "Well, what is it?" And she said, "Well, I'm going to turn 13 in a month, and I was wondering if it would be okay if I started dating." I said, "Oh, well, this is a very simple conversation. no.
Yeah.
And I hung up the phone and I went into my jiu-jitsu class.
Then she
Went about
started
my day.
texting, right?
Didn't even think about her crying on the other end.
No, I had no concern.
Snot
She's
bubbles.
texting tears, sad face emoticons.
So after jiu-jitsu, I get in my
Dad's
truck
an asshole.
and I'm
Shut him
driving
out.
home.
She was like, oh no.
Why do you think I divorced him? I'm driving home, and so I call my ex, who's actually a really good friend of mine. We have a great relationship. So
Ooh,
the
that's
pass
so
the
fun.
buck thing wasn't. I know that's her game.
Oh, that's parenting.
She would
game.
make
That's
sure.
parenting 101 no matter how well you get along.
No, that was her making sure that Gracie had to talk to me because she knows that she and I will always
Right.
talk
She didn't
about
have
it
to
behind
say.
the scenes.
She didn't have to say no. She
Right.
got to let you do it.
Well, no, she was going to make Gracie talk to me
Yeah.
instead of her going to her mom and having her mom come to me and soften it.
Yeah.
She was making Gracie come to me. She'd
Smart.
already had a decision in her
Smart.
mind, and she knew that her and I would talk. So I called her and I was like,
Solidifying.
what is this bullshit? And she's like, well, I wanted to make sure that she had to call you and ask you because she and I have been talking about it for 3 days. And I don't know exactly what the definition of a 13-year-old dating should be. So I wanted her to have to really communicate. And I was like, cool, here's my definition. She can have a guy she calls her boyfriend. They can go out in large groups in highly populated areas with no private spaces.
Right.
You're cute.
They can
You're
talk.
so cute.
They can talk on Facebook.
That you think that's going to happen now, yeah.
They can
Do you know what
talk
happens at parks?
on Facebook.
There's no private spaces at parks.
Let's all go to the movies. We'll be in the back.
No, the movies are not happening.
We're gonna
Yeah.
swing
No.
on the swing set.
No, these are all things that are out of bounds.
That's public with no
Says
private
you.
spaces.
No.
Yeah.
Highly populated areas.
Parks are populated.
Festivals.
Like-
Mostly like
Riot
adults
Fest?
around.
Like,
No, there's tents.
Can they go to the Gay Pride Festival? And
they go to
No.
Herman's, right? They go.
They can go to like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, because there's no private spaces there. Ask the bear.
With
There used to be.
Oh, with you.
me. Yeah.
Remember how dark it used to be when it was like Showbiz Pizza,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
E. Cheese, like
Showbiz-
back in the
Showbiz
day?
was
Showbiz
different.
was
That
the
was
spot.
totally.
Yeah, yeah,
you could
yeah.
go up in the tunnels
Yeah.
and like.
And so
yeah.
I was talking to the ex, and we were trying to figure out exactly what was appropriate for a 13-year-old girl
Nothing.
to
MySpace.
to be okay with having a boyfriend.
Just
And
Instagram.
really, that's
him.
it. I said they don't need to be. They don't need to be like going on dates, holding hands, doing those. They're 13.
Right.
They can hold hands.
Well, maybe some really awkward hand
The
holding.
mall is a very popular date for that. I
Right,
mean, that's-
like really awkward
that
hand holding
age.
where he doesn't know whose thumb goes on top. That kind of shit's okay. Yeah, yeah.
this?
Cross hands.
Like
Cross
we
it.
just do this.
Not
We
this.
don't even grasp. We
None
don't
of this.
grasp.
None
we
of
just,
none of
Yeah,
this.
none of
Just
this.
none of
No, 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 no,
It's
no,
the-
no.
none of this
No.
or any of that.
None of any of those things.
And out come the people.
And out come the penises, double-headed.
But realistically, what's
that again?
appropriate?
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a new world where
No.
I mean, technology is so advanced.
Oh.
Kids have
That's
grown
how
up
these
so
kids
much
date
faster.
anyways, dude. They just sit
Yeah.
next to each other and Instagram one
I'm
another
100%
while
cool
they're-
with them
My
dating
son has an
through their
online
phones.
girlfriend, and I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, he'll never meet
no
her.
pregnancy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like fully
It is
accepting.
a lot safer sex now, I'm
I'm
sure.
fully accepting of the
Of
fact that they
sexting.
date through their phone. That's
Yeah.
cool with me.
Yeah.
Dating through your phone is awesome. Also, now that you want to date, any privacy you thought you had in your phone, which you had none, you now have even less.
Yeah.
Because the first time I see a picture of you with anything less than from mid-knee
Then
to
a moo
yeah, no, I'm not.
Turtleneck cardigan with the.
There's no pictures of you in any way that
Any kind of provocative.
I would
position.
kill you
Yeah,
for.
right.
which I have 4 of you.
They save those
Losing
for the
one-
other social
Yeah.
networks that you don't know about. I don't.
That's why they have to surrender their phone.
IMVU.
Yeah.
Horrible. Oh my god.
What is it?
IMVU.
IMVU?
IMVU. Is that the one?
I don't know. There's a
I
V.
think
There's a
there's- it's a
Vimeo. No, that's Vimeo. I'm thinking.
That's
of.
videos.
Yeah, that's
No,
totally different.
IMVU chat. Oh, it's chat rooms. It's
Oh, they've
it's
got
horrible.
social networks for their social networks for their social
Uh-huh.
networks.
So
we-
I
Yeah.
now grab their phones at any minute, unannounced,
Yeah.
mid conversation when I see them texting, I go, "Oh, cool."
I've
Just
been
to see what's
fortunate
going
that
on.
my kids haven't figured out the delete history in the web stuff yet.
Oh, so you get to
Nice.
see all that.
So, and they don't log out of any of their stuff. So my oldest
Right?
son in particular is really bad at it.
How's your
But
oldest?
he's 13.
Okay.
And he knows a lot. He's really smart when it comes to the computer stuff, very savvy. But he forgets to log out of everything, and he forgets the history
They're
stuff.
still kids. Yeah.
And so I'm right in there as soon as he gets off, and I'm just catching up on everything.
You mean as soon
And
as he gets
Gets
off?
off. Yeah, I
yeah.
picked up on it too. And I was like, we're talking about 13-year-olds. I can't go there.
Well,
That's-
yeah.
Filter
And
hits.
But
at
I mean,
some
they've
point.
got everything. I've noticed like all these new social media networks that I've never even heard
Yep.
of, and I'm like, okay, I was just thinking. And I'm a lot older, obviously, and I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook, and so that's about all I've got.
Keylogger.
locked down. Yeah.
Keyword.
Yeah.
Keylogger.
But there's like 20 other things, and they've all their friends know it too. So I'm off this now. Get on this, and here's this and that. Yeah. So they've got
Parents
like
have
keywords.
knowledge.
You
Get
know, on
out, get
Twitter
out.
it's just hello, and hello actually means I'm with this dude on this thing on a whole other site. And it's like they got like a whole language.
Well, no
now.
different
You
than what
can't
we
even
had.
keep it.
But in a different
Uh,
way.
Dude, I just
I
walked
used
don't
to
have
have
it.
paper in a note that
Right,
had
but
to
we
be
didn't-
physically, like you had to like.
We didn't
see
have
that it's-
technology, but we
At
had little
all.
codes and weird shit that we
Yeah,
did.
but
like
we didn't have
pagers.
access to
Yeah.
YouPorn.
You remember
No,
pagers
yeah.
and
That's
the codes
there's
that we.
no.
Dude,
Yeah.
We
had
had
the
National
little-
Geographic.
Remember the
That was
little
as
thing?
bad as it
That was
got.
how we dated. That's how we decided whether we were
Yeah.
gonna kiss or hug
Yeah. Here's
the
or
deal.
hold a hand.
Or go on
If I had boys,
Yeah.
if I had boys, 13-year-old boys or 15-year-old boys, I would 100% approve more so of them exploring Pornhub.com
Right.
than them exploring BetsyDownTheStreet.com
Well,
because I do
yeah.
not want them tripping, falling dick first into some girl and ending up with a pregnancy at
There's a
15.
visual.
I mean, I remember.
Yeah,
I,
but it's gonna ruin his relationships for the
Bullshit.
rest of
I
his
was
life.
13 to
That is
15,
not
So
what.
Pornhub's the new Playboy. It used to be, son,
was-
I want you to check this magazine out. Now, the
It sets
articles
very
are good.
unrealistic
but-
expectations about their first
No, it
time.
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
I know
it
because
does.
I've met 22-year-olds with very unrealistic expectations.
I don't. I completely disagree because
I'd be like,
I
you want
was
me to do what?
I was between 13 and 15 once, and
No, you weren't.
I know exactly how many times a day I masturbated, and YouTube or YouPorn
not
does
much
not
different now.
change their reality because they only need it in 30 seconds increments, just like I did.
Yeah.
They have no idea what is going on.
They don't get 18 minutes in like I did.
No, they're not like. They're not like.
Wow.
Wow, the
She
position.
gets the
Did you see
storylines
how-
and everything.
There's 22 more people in this room.
He should not take it out of there and put it into there.
That is not sanitary.
That is not okay. But
Can I go back?
if I had boys, I would much rather them have access to just milk that little
hot.
sucker for everything it's worth all
Whoa.
afternoon because
Well, they've got so many different categories.
Did you
on
say
those
milk?
sites now.
Yeah,
Yes,
milk-
he did.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
absolutely
Terrible.
because if they're doing that, at
that
least
almond
they're
milk?
they're
Is
What'd you say?
protein
Almond
Is
shit.
that almond milk? Because it's
Almond
not.
milk.
Sorry.
All the protein, none of the
Little
dairy.
Tasei, ladies and gentlemen.
I like almond milk. I can't help it. It's good.
She likes the nut milk.
I like nut milk. Wow, that's.
I brought that all the way back.
I got nut milk.
So it's
Yeah.
100% different coming from a dad who has girls.
So you don't
to
want
a
your
woman who-
girls on Pornhub then? Why
I
not?
guess I
It's
don't
the same
really
thing because
care.
then they're not out getting pregnant either.
Right. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't freak out as bad, but I still believe in my mind that girls rarely to never masturbate.
Rarely to
I
never.
started in 2nd grade.
Wow.
What?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
How do you start
Yeah.
that in 2nd grade?
I remember touching myself pretty early.
Oh yeah.
Age. Yeah.
I perfected shower masturbation in 2nd grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
Apparently,
cow.
my mic is really quiet. So you know, Chris.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, like out in the world, my mic is significantly
Out in the
lower.
Did
world.
your Gear 2 tell you that?
So
Did the belt watch tell you? We can't hear a fucking thing you're saying.
yeah,
Turn it up.
mostly because when we get excited, I don't get as excited.
You don't blow like I do.
No. Yeah. So anyway, that's
Since we were talking about,
Huh.
he was in
just
prison.
trying to connect it all. so.
Blowing is a different thing.
All right. I was like, that's
No,
not-
blowing's the same in prison as it is out in the real world.
Yeah. So I guess I don't see it as this. And also, I have little darling princesses that I believe
right.
would
Right.
never touch themselves inappropriately.
That's
Right.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. I'll tell you about some little darling princesses that were, textually approaching my son in this. That where I was like, why do you know how that works
And,
already at 13?
My ex.
Well, maybe they were masturbating
are-
in second grade. And
I had
Girls
a-
are
they were
just as
early
predatory
bloomers.
as boys.
I had a
in the
step.
sexual
Well, I
realm.
have a stepson from my ex-wife, that my
Totally
older daughters.
understand. Yep.
He's now almost 19, and I had him from like when he was born until he was 9.
19.
No, and,
He's
yeah.
still yours.
And then
Okay.
when we split up, he'll always be my
Spend less
stepson,
time.
but we've spent less time together. But I remember that his mom would on occasion, we would have discussions about Marcus because I was still a dad figure in his life. And there were girls, like the football coach's daughter who was dating another football player who was playing him as the side guy.
Oh.
Yep.
And they're on the same football team, and she had no
Scandalous.
problem
Scandalous.
working two guys on the same football team and letting Marcus know that he was the side guy, and just if you
Well,
want to
she was
play,
upfront about it.
Was she at least doing offensive defense? Or
yes, yeah,
offensive special teams?
quarterback and a cornerback.
Oh, okay, good.
That way, when she
You don't
said
want
it,
them
it
on the
didn't
same
really-
squad. They're going to be in the same huddle all the
Yeah.
time, Hey, so yeah, I was.
Want them on the
what's
practice
your
field
name
beating the
last
crap
night?
out of each other.
Yeah,
It actually
exactly.
felt that coach was like, yeah, let's.
I like this
I like
tension.
this plan.
Let's do this,
Can
yeah.
you do this for more guys on the team?
Yeah, so weird. But I mean, she would see text from this girl, and she was totally playing Marcus and letting him know that he was the side guy, and if he wanted to keep getting what he was getting, that.
Wow.
And I was
See,
like,
that's
It happens.
I have sweet little angel princes that would never do anything horrible to a woman, and because that's how I raised them, and
Right.
I will kill them and take them out myself if I ever found out that they were rude. Well, and their father too. He's a cop, so he's got crazy covered. But seriously,
Yeah.
they're not the darling little angel women of the 50s, which there was stuff going on too, but not
Oh,
as prominent. And girls are just.
Do you think it wasn't as prominent because of the technology that we have now? Do you think it's just so much more like
Well, look
it
at
was
it-
always there, but
Well,
we just never
society
but look
kept
at-
women down, right?
but
Like
well,
you're not.
there's that,
Ooh, it's
yeah.
shameful for you to be sexual. Ooh,
That's
it's
true.
shameful.
it's still
to be
shameful
that.
unless you're in bed.
No, it's
Um,
not. It's totally acceptable, as it should be.
But look at
But there's a swing. The pendulum swung a little
Sure.
too far, so they're taking that freedom and
Crazy
yeah,
with
sex
it.
in your
Running
face.
with
Let's
it.
do this. I can be all day long.
But social
Yeah.
media and technology has changed every relationship,
yeah.
not just kids. Look at adults. Look at
Yeah.
so many divorces happen now over the fact that he or she left their Facebook open and the message popped up.
right.
And
Yeah.
and they walked in and they're like, that's why
Oh shit.
I give my wife the password to everything I have.
Yes.
She has the password to everything I
You
have.
have carte blanche.
And I don't log out of it. I'm way too fucking lazy, A, to log out of anything. And B, I just don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think so many things happen through social media
Yeah.
that people.
Well, if you're being smart and you got nothing to hide, what's
Yeah,
no
I mean,
big-
it is what it
I've
is.
seen a lot of couples have a joint Facebook, like it's.
I think that happens after.
Mike and Stacy or whatever.
That
you know what I
Mike
mean?
and
They're-
Stacy
Yeah.
Williams
Yeah.
happens after Stacy caught Mike, and he was no longer allowed to have Facebook.
No, I know a lot of people who are just like,
They just
hey,
start
I don't
out that
want
way.
to. They just, yeah. There are older couples too, but
Yeah.
they're
I
just
think
like,
a lot of that happens. There was individual Facebooks,
Could
and
be.
then somebody got caught being a dumb fuck,
Right.
and then the only way that they're allowed to have Facebook now is if it's a joined account. That
You're
everything-
getting on my Facebook. This is it.
this
You're
is
not
all
allowed to be out on
you're
your
allowed
own.
to have, yeah.
You cannot be trusted.
No.
It's
But see,
apparent that
that's-
you can't be.
We could get into this, but we don't have to get into this.
Well, check this out. I have 2 exes.
I have 2 O's. Sorry.
Boom, boom. Boom.
Together?
boom.
It's terrible. It was
My
terrible.
exes no longer supply for the O's.
I thought you had
Um,
an X and a Y.
Actually,
Or no?
don't I have 2 X's?
XX,
You have X and a
You
Y.
have X and a Y?
have-
Yeah, I think I'm XY and she's XX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are my X's at?
Anyway. So, the mother of my older daughters,
Okay.
or the mother of my younger daughters, right after we separated, immediately
Switch it up.
I have the same
reconnected and was seeing a guy that she had dated 10 years before, like 5 years before she and I got
There was some
together.
conversation before you, too.
So I was like,
Yeah.
wow, social media is a bitch.
Yeah.
It's a bitch because
Oh, then you gotta watch.
yeah, and it
Nope,
just rolls
unfriend.
out. You're like,
Done.
oh my god.
Unfriend. I get. There's a time.
There has to be a period.
You can be friends
Cooling
with
off
you
period.
can be friends with an ex later.
Yeah.
But if you have to sit through the recovery process of whoever recovers faster,
And all the rebound that happened.
you're like, oh, I don't know why people are depressed. Yeah, you're watching your shit go right
Here's
there.
the new
Like,
picture.
it's-
Here's the new boyfriend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy
We're
and
having
you're not. Which
fun.
they're not as
Yeah.
happy as they say they
I
are.
think
But
they're
still.
Oh, I
fail. in a lot
saw
of
I saw the
cases.
coolest article the other day, just on some online blog that I was reading, and it was here's my Instagram, and here's what really happened. So
Okay.
it was about how people set up their Instagram pictures, which we all do. We're always like, oh, let's put this like
I don't have
like
time
with your
to fake
bedazzled
anything.
like with your bedazzled
Way too busy.
Starbucks cup.
It's not Starbucks.
But
You know what I
I
mean.
totally got that at Ross.
You know what I mean, though.
It's bedazzled.
Not
$1.99.
bedazzled.
It's
Not
not bedazzled.
bedazzled.
Not bedazzled,
No.
bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
My bedazzled.
Um,
The only thing on my Instagram is cats.
like like a
Oh,
girl
you're
will
that
have
one.
a girl will have the bedazzled Starbucks cup and have the great shoes on, and she'll be walking into somewhere. So
They
she'll
are
take
great shoes.
so
by
she'll
the
take
way.
the picture of
Wait.
the downward picture of. Of course, Chris got the perfect shot.
Nice shot.
They'll take the picture of the cup in the shot with the perfect shoes and talk about that. But really, the post underneath it was what really happened was I had to step into an alley to get this picture because I had to hold my phone at this weird angle and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's how crazy social media
People
is.
set up a
We have to
Really?
set up
Yeah.
things to look cooler than they are. Why does Instagram have 27 filters?
Oh yeah.
So you can make the sky
Oh.
bluer and the this, that, and the.
See, I'm
It's
not
so
on
weird.
Instagram.
I mean,
I
on
don't
social
do
media.
Instagram at all, so
I'm a Facebook
but the kids
whore
do.
left and
The
right,
kids
like,
do
I admit.
Instagram a lot.
Oh, I Instagram like
I feel like
fucking
we're
crazy,
old.
man.
Like
Old school
you're
Facebook.
yeah, Facebook's like way old now. Like I'm still Facebooking. Like it just started
Yeah.
yesterday, and I think it's the coolest thing since
I have my
sliced
Twitter
bread.
feed my Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the other way.
Did-
You're the other way?
Mhm.
But then it's too long. and
I'm
then
way
it's
too wordy. Then it
fat.
just creates a short link.
Oh, and but
On
then
my
people have
Twitter.
to click, and they're not
I
gonna.
don't care.
But the
Their
kids
Twitter.
say that. That's what my kids are like. Dad, nobody Facebooks anymore. I go, how come you never text me back when I message you on Facebook? And I'm always saying hi to you on Facebook and tagging you and stuff, and you never like notice any of it. And Dad, nobody. we're
God,
on
my mom does that
Facebook.
same thing. She's
We
like, I
Instagram
posted
everything."
and you didn't
You
comment.
didn't say anything. I know.
I just set up on Facebook. I had to do that thing where I set up like notifications so that if my mom posts anything,
Oh, you
or
had to, like,
whenever it
star-
texts me, and I'm like, oh,
You had to
it
star
texts me
friend
before
her?
she does. Yes,
right.
Starford.
she's my close
Why don't
friend.
we bring Chad in? I mean,
Yes, let's.
he's been
Actually,
sitting
can we
quietly.
tag out and he can talk and I can go pee?
Yes.
Oh, you can totally pee.
She's
Um,
the coffee's running through her this morning.
But you
Water,
have to, you have
water.
to be upstairs.
There you go.
Damn it! I thought I could. Okay, seriously with the camera.
We're good.
All right, short skirt. No, you're supposed to tag in. Come on.
Tag in.
Tag in. What's up, y'all?
Just pull over in the corner there.
I don't know
Let's-
how secure I feel about this right here.
Yeah.
Here, move
Some
over. So when she
bedazzledness.
comes back, she can just come in. Just move over one seat.
Are
to
you
the-
bedazzled?
I could be, I
Yeah.
guess. That might be kind of fun. I don't know, man.
That's the term of the month now. We're riding with Chad.
Drew.
What's it? Drew?
Hey,
Chad
yo.
Drew.
Chad Drew, Brian Roundtree. Nice to
What's
meet
up,
you.
You guys haven't
Brian?
met?
How are
We
you?
have not met, no. I don't-
How is it that Chad and I are friends?
How are you? Good to meet you, too. These guys have said some cool shit about you.
And I
Well, that's not true. Now I
Yeah,
know you
I know
haven't
they were
talked
just
to these
playing,
guys,
but
so,
little backstory about Chad. Chad used to be an ad dude for KBPI for the Clear Channel Nation,
Oh, nice.
the evil empire.
Evil corporate empire.
Yeah, he used to do a bunch of their promo stuff. He and I used to see each other out at the KBPI promo events all the time, and then he would do a bunch of advertising work for them.
We should
Year or so
talk
ago,
afterwards, 'cause,
A-
yeah,
a year or
could use
so
some
ago,
help with
he,
that with the world viral situation. Yeah.
We have
Sure.
been
I'll
in
just,
talks
uh,
with some. But anyway,
sorry,
keep going.
I'll
Yeah,
just
for
let you
sure.
no, don't let
There's two of us here. There's three of us here.
don't let my explanation of who Chad is
Explanation.
interrupt your side
Explain away.
conversation.
Sorry, explain away.
Anyway, about a year or so ago, a little over a year, is it? Around a year.
about a year ago. I'm not in it there anymore.
He's no longer
Yep.
with
Yep, for
with
sure.
the Clear Channel Nation.
Called it.
I got let go of by the corporate giant.
But he
Was that all when Nasty and everybody else?
No, it was
got let
after.
go?
It was
just
after.
after,
It was
yeah.
just after, but
he landed on his feet with Evergreen Apothecary, which is basically our neighbors if you erase the meth hotel between us.
Nice.
So there's
I-
Herman's Hideaway, Meth Hotel, Evergreen Apothecary.
so if an ambulance comes in this area, it's going to the meth hotel.
Right, it's
Yeah.
not for the apothecary or Herman's.
Yeah.
And you are now the manager.
I am, yes.
The general manager of...
Just the assistant
the
manager.
assistant manager
Yep.
of Evergreen Apothecary.
That's right.
Is that recreational or medicinal
It's
or both?
it's both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been medical for probably 3-4 years now,
Right.
but at the beginning of the year, then they just got their rec license together.
Now, how does that
Nice.
work when you have
Nice.
both in the same place?
Well,
you
you have
walk
to
in and go to
separate.
two
You
separate...
kind of have to separate them. Our sister store, Colorado Harvest Company, actually kind of has the same sort of room, just has one part of the counter space for medical, and then all the other parts for rec. But with us, we actually kind of have more of like a VIP room for the medical.
Yeah.
So
Oh, very cool.
Now, when recreational went legal, we were in the process of building out the studio, so I was driving here constantly, in my mind constantly, in Chris's mind like once a month. And every time I would pull up, there was a line for
Right.
not just like the first day that it opened, for a substantial amount
about
of time.
3 months.
It was around the
roughly.
block.
There was a
Yeah.
line
Yeah.
all the way down South Broadway.
Nice.
Pretty much, yep.
And how does that work? Is it one in, one out?
No, we actually
Because
have, like,
when I would run a club, I would make sure that the line was out the door and there's 6 people inside, so it looked like we were busy.
right.
But I don't know how the weed industry works.
That's kind of how it worked. We only had so much space at the time with so many registers. We actually only started with 2 registers and had to bump up to a 3rd rec register. And the inside is no bigger really than the studio right here. So we'd cram 20 people right in here.
Right.
And we have like a little sort of alleyway, I guess, inside. Just a little waiting room where you could kind of do a U-shaped line, and people would wait. We had people waiting 3, 4, 5 hours, dude, just to
shit.
I
get their
remember
buds in.
at the beginning when you opened, Herman's, Mike and Chris got the
Joe, come
idea.
on back
Come on
in,
in,
by all
Joe.
means.
You can. This is such a.
I didn't want to.
No,
I touched
back
your
in.
vajazzle. Sorry, I moved your vajazzle. It
Just
felt good.
very
I mean,
protective
it seemed nice.
of Chris's Zoom
It didn't
lens.
seem too.
Chris
I've
is
met
on it
Chris
with the
before.
Zoom.
I remember,
That's okay.
like
How are you? Nice
right
to meet you.
right after they opened, the line
I love
was
Apothecary.
was so long that Herman's decided to open during the day because they would get the extra couple $300-$400 in bar sales.
Oh, yeah.
Because people had a 3-hour wait before they were even going to get in, so they could stop, have someone wait in line, they could come have a couple drinks, and
Well,
then
and
go.
that's right when Chris was kind of opening up the kitchen a little bit here
Yeah.
too. So, I mean, you might if you're getting weed, you might as well drop off for a
Well,
shot
yeah.
or two. You know what
No
I mean?
kidding.
and some
Grab a
barbecue.
bite to
And
eat,
some barbecue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then we had some lunch trucks showing up, and burrito trucks, taco trucks, all them. We just had lunch truck.
So I've got this. You might be the guy to ask about this. Okay. So
Maybe.
Got this paid.
the wife and I have this brilliant
Closet.
idea, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. And if anybody wants to steal it, go for it. But we wanted to do, when the recreational thing came out, and we were seeing these lines on TV, and we were like, Jesus Christ, look at this, man! Like, this is really where it's at. This is the new gold rush. Let's do this. And
The green rush,
We
right.
came up, the green rush.
Yeah.
And so we came up with an idea for an edible, because the food trucks are so popular right now. We came up with an idea for an edibles truck. Call it the Cannabis. And I'm wondering if you would know what the rules are as far as portable recreational sales go.
Oh.
I mean, that obviously would be a really, really hard one to tackle. The closest thing that I could say is that they have figured out there's 2 cities. I want to say one up next to Fort Collins and one like Loveland or something that has vending machines.
Okay.
But as far as a food truck goes, I mean, that would be kind of hard because you kind of have to be licensed. You can't be within 1,000 feet of schools, all that shit. So if
It would
you're-
all be concerts. Like we feel like we could hit the concert circuit pretty much from about
So all the
April
venues?
to September, October, and call it good for the year. And I mean, really, we figured like, well, it'd just be edibles. We're not
Right.
talking like I wouldn't have eighths and quarters
Right.
and half ounces waiting for everybody. It would just be edibles. And I don't know. We
Would
thought
it hit
was a
off?
good
I think
idea.
that could definitely hit
I think
off,
it'd be
bro.
pretty hot, dude.
The red tape would be the hard part.
Red tape would definitely be the
That's
hard
what I'm
part.
trying to figure out is, do I got to be standing still in a stationary building that's, well, I guess all buildings are stationary, but, you know, unless you live in California.
Yeah.
See,
but-
and I have my business thing too because I want to create edible underwear.
Ooh.
Don't they already
That
have
kind
that?
of edible underwear?
No.
Oh, edible.
Edible underwear.
You
Quote,
can sell
unquote.
those on the back end.
Right,
Oh,
like,
I like
they'd
it.
be like
On the back end.
She said it.
They'd be like the thongs, like up like at concert t-shirts. You get the t-shirts, then you get the thongs.
Just millionaires.
Maybe
sitting
put this
here.
on.
$1 million ideas.
We're gonna go into the show, but when we come out,
You're not gonna be wearing
you're
that.
not gonna be wearing any pants.
Yeah.
Well, and see that also proper dosing is only 10 milligrams, so you could only really eat the thigh. And then
No thigh.
Yeah.
No, it's just
I mean,
there's
maybe
no.
some
It's a
ass-
The ass
thong.
cheek.
Get a little
We're not
bit of
talking
the ass
grandma
crack.
panties here.
You know,
We're talking thongs. We're
Just
talking
lick
thongs.
the side cheek.
Yeah.
Uber stoners need the grandma panties,
Right.
but like more normal people just need a thong.
Chad's like, God, I don't think I
Ten
can
like,
get
milligrams
Jesus,
for
enough.
a
I don't know
thong,
if
dude.
I'm
10
in board.
milligrams
I'm not on board anymore.
I could see
Or-
Seth Rogen with the grandma panties and like everybody else. Is
Or
It
just
isn't
10,
there, right?
Good
10
with the
girls
thong.
in thongs. Like, however you want it to.
10 milligrams per girl, 10 girls in a line. Just take your.
Just
There you go.
dose yourself. How
Yeah.
many can you get through?
Now, I did see recently that there was a huge amount of edibles that were recalled because there was a local company making them and they were using a washing
Big cuddle. It
machine.
was
Huh,
Chew.
yeah.
um,
Chiba Chews? Or
Chew. Yeah.
Was it Chiba? I heard the company. I don't
Chiba.
know
It
what
was
Chiba
Chiba,
Chews.
and they
They had bought a brand new washing machine, but part of their process to make it, they needed something large to mix with, so they were using a washing machine. It was clean when they bought it. It hadn't been used to run clothes.
Gunk it all up?
So
But it was only for
strictly
that.
for the
I know, but
edibles, though.
Wouldn't it still gunk
you
up
can
the
definitely
machine?
do that. There's a lot of people back in the days that used to use washing machines to make their bubble hash. Honestly, these days there's so many other extraction
idea.
methods
I'm so drunk,
that
stupid.
Right.
using a washing machine is almost pointless in a way.
So the company
So no more
had to
bathtub
recall
meth.
all
Yeah.
of their edibles that were out
Oh,
for
they
sale
shut them down, basically.
and shut them down
Yeah, I mean,
because the washing machine was not an approved piece of equipment through the health code for
and
them
those
to.
were
I can
really
definitely see
popular
that.
edibles too.
Well,
from what
Chiba Chew, and I don't know, but first and foremost, I got a friend that runs Chiba Chews, and I don't really think that was Chiba Chews. I think Chiba Chews had a totally different issue, which was all about licensing. But I did hear that there is an edible company that
Yeah.
did get shut down because of the washing machines. When it comes to Chiba Chews, they've done a fabulous job of marketing themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the name Chiba Chews.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that
heard
it's
of it.
just a really little
badass Tootsie Roll.
yeah, it's a
isn't
little
it?
Tootsie
Yeah.
Roll. It's going to get you fucked up.
Yeah.
They started it out at 1 doses. It was like 10 milligrams. And then like 3 years ago, they went up to like a quad dose, which was 75 milligrams. And people started liking that because you could kind of cut them in bits. But
Yeah.
then they moved up to a decadose, which is 175 milligrams,
Woo!
which will fuck you right up.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
at
Which
the
is like
beginning...
18 minutes of Pornhub.
yeah,
I'm
maybe
I'm
20.
just trying to transition
18
for
I'm
and
a
half to
weed
20
virgin.
minutes.
Like my edible, like I'd have to be like, I could be standing near somebody that eats an edible, and I'd probably get high.
I
Like,
can't.
seriously, I'm,
You
like,
and I are the same. I can't do it at all.
And I don't even know how to roll a joint. Like I
No.
You want
So
me to
like
show you?
no, because I was pretty in high
Show
school,
me.
so I didn't have to.
joint here.
Let's have a roll off.
All right, do it. All right, show me.
I don't have it in front of me, or I would tell it's way easy though.
I don't know
They
what
have
to
rolling
lick. I
machines
mean,
to make it.
Yeah,
I
they got
never
the
went
rollers.
pro.
Well, we don't really
lesbian, so
lick
I don't
anymore.
know.
We just use water because it's way more sanitary. You don't want to have little pieces of
You don't want to
shit
get
on
mono
there.
Yeah,
from
but-
your weed.
Hot
Yeah.
chicks should always lick.
They
Well,
should- I agree.
When you're
There's
selling
no
them in a
reason.
Eating a
recreational
banana, right?
capacity,
Right.
I'm sure there's not some guy in the back
No.
that's just licking them up
No.
for you and doing the whole. Remember the
Very,
old
very
Eddie Murphy
insane.
routine where he'd get the full on. Here's how you roll a joint. And, you know, he's like slick and slobbering all over the whole thing. But yeah, you don't have to do that necessarily. But
No, that's kind of
It's-
not too sanitary.
yeah,
Like I
When you're
couldn't.
selling 'em.
The only thing I know, like, about weed now, because everybody in the world smokes weed, obviously except for Jill and I. It's like we're the only two people
Hey, my kids don't smoke it yet.
in
Yeah.
front of you.
He already knows. It's like I've already.
Just like they don't use Pornhub,
The-
right?
Yeah.
The only thing that I really know about weed is you no longer have to sift it. And how
That's
the fuck
true.
did that happen?
You don't have to. Well, it's not Mexican dirt weed anymore.
Yeah, we
But
don't
how the
have
fuck
it.
did that
It's not-
happen? Like all of a sudden it went from there were stems and seeds and you had to do all this stuff to get a joint. Now people get a bag and they just grab out of it and shove it in
Hell
and
yeah.
smoke it. It's like ready.
Well,
Higher quality, better grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Technology
you
is
know.
improving
Yeah.
everything,
There you go,
Trevor.
Okay, if technology is improving so
Weed
much,
pickers are way
why
better.
in the fuck are fireworks not better?
Maybe
No,
they
we
are in
think-
China.
They
I
are. They
No.
just cause bigger fires.
No.
I think fireworks don't ever need to change, man. They've reached their pinnacle of being great. Like
They do shapes now. What do you mean they're not?
Not
They do
really,
do it.
though.
Yeah,
it's the
they're-
same
they
shit they
fucking
did from like
shapes.
100 years ago.
No, I don't know. I did see
No.
the new fireworks.
They
down
do
in
Okay,
Florida.
take-
It's pretty badass.
They can make it so that weed, you can smoke every fucking piece of it in your bag, but
Hell yeah.
a firework goes boom.
Because fireworks
Hydroponics
are
have a lot to
over
do
like
with that,
that,
too, though,
and weed
didn't it? I
lasts
mean,
forever, dude.
Hydroponics is so yeah. I mean, hydroponics you really definitely need to know what the hell you're doing with that. But yeah, that's kind of definitely advanced it because you can kind of get into the nutrients of what
Way
what
more
each plant
expensive
needs
to
a little bit more.
test.
Right.
You know, I'm here for you. I know how much you love weed,
You have to
dude.
speak.
I know you.
You have to speak in dumb-anese so
Well,
that I
let me
Did you
do-
say a
okay.
decadose earlier?
Decadose. Yeah,
I'm like,
decadose.
please, I am
Deca,
so
10,
175,
10 times,
yeah.
get-
10 times of a normal dose. Dude,
I mean,
you
I know what
used
a
to have
deca
to,
is, I know
you
it's
used to have
10,
to
but-
sign a waiver if you sold it to someone.
Right.
They'd have to sign it and be like, yeah, I'm going to get fucked up, and I know it.
Yeah.
So
It's like the legit.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't even sign
can't
your
sue me 'cause
signature.
they're
You
gonna
just
fuck
type
you up.
right
well,
those
and
words.
is that like doing moonshine?
Somewhat
Like in the
similar.
alcohol world?
Yeah.
You're so old.
Like I can have you have some weed that's like having a beer, and then you have some weed that's like fucking Everclear.
Slamming some Everclear. Yeah, it's true. So actually, they're doing a new initiative.
Can it just be weed?
They're doing a new initiative. A lot of the attorney generals and stuff just signed it in that they're going to be doing a thing called like First Time 5 or something. So we're trying to tell everybody with
Virgin weed?
that are kind of. But everybody
First
that's
time.
Ease
trying to
them
do
into it.
edibles and stuff.
Right.
that,
5
like
milligrams.
nobody.
Just
The
the
only
tip.
part of
Well, they're
marijuana.
trying to create standards. It's a new
Right.
industry.
The,
period.
and the only
Yeah.
part of the industry that's getting negative publicity right now is the edibles. Everything
Yeah.
else is like, oh, this is the coolest shit, miracle drug, whoop whoop. But
Yeah.
but when it comes to edibles, people are jumping off buildings,
Right.
even though they got
Juggalos?
pharmaceuticals.
Because some
in it.
19-year-old out there decided to take an entire brownie all to
Totally.
himself instead of sharing with his friends,
Yeah,
and then
there
he
you
ended
go.
up jumping off a building. or
What
some
about the
shit.
If
guy
you took
that-
a whole bottle of Percocet, everybody'd be like, well, there's warnings on
Well,
the label.
And
so-
typically, it is the Percocet instead of the brownie that's in his system. It's
Yeah,
making him
no
wanna
shit.
fly
yeah.
anyway. So
No, I'm with
Recommended dose.
I'm with the warning labels. I think that's totally reasonable. I think we have that on all of our food packages. We got if you can
We
roll
still have
up
fat
on-
kids, so warnings don't
Exactly.
apply.
Well, that's
Warnings
kind of my
don't
point.
work.
I guess that's to my point is let's do it to appease the FDA or whatever government regulation agency that thinks they have control of some situation. Stick labels on them that say yes, if you take more than one bite of this, whatever else, and just to appease, shut them up so that all of the normal adults that know how to consume this stuff, just like the 300-pound man that knows if I eat too many Cheetos, my ass is gonna get big,
And my dick's going to be orange.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So they
That was
need
a callback to the porn
yeah,
hub.
So they need virgin weed for people like Trevor and I, and it'll be labeled just the tip.
There you go. Yeah.
just the tip weed.
Really, what we need, instead of warning labels on it, we just need like a chart that says if if you weigh this and you've only smoked this many times, you should do this.
There
It'll be
you
your
go.
weed MI.
Yeah,
Your
instead of your BMI, it's like your weed MI.
We've been trying to educate people. The only thing that you can do as bud tenders and as I tried to educate my staff to make sure that everybody knows.
Bud
We
tender.
were
I
actually.
just said butt.
That's the
Bud tender.
coolest. That's the coolest title
what?
ever.
I love bud tending.
Bud tender.
I never knew my 4-year degree was going to go to bud tending. My mom still thinks it's bartending. She's like, "Why are you using a degree on bartending?" I'm like,
Yes,
bud
Mom.
tending, mom.
It's bud tender.
No.
But you have a degree in bud tending?
No. I
You're
have a
basically-
I have a
Sorry,
degree.
I'm
It's
a
over
little
here.
He has a degree, and now
So
he's a bud
it's, so
tender.
it's actually political science, right? Like that's
Film and communications. So we're talking.
It's like botany. It's like they're like glorified
Marketing.
botanists for the most part.
Basically, I mean, we're all basically stoners that know what we're doing.
Right.
Kind of that have been
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it a long time.
A
and
lot of you are.
Good
a lot
chemistry.
of well,
Okay,
yeah.
my big question and the thing that always comes around for me is how do I think our guests are here. Hang on.
There are, but there's two of them right here, Trev. They're sitting right in front of us.
Well, no, there's people outside. My big thing in the weed industry is how do people like yourselves who take the time to educate yourselves, to study, to understand, to put out the proper literature, to educate people in actual facts, how are you guys combating all of these fucking morons who act like they're advocates, but all they do is talk about how stone. It's like there's like for every one of you, there's like 12 guys that make me want weed to be illegal again.
Right. I feel you.
I felt that way about tattoo shops when they first started getting super popular. I was getting tattoos before it was cool to get tattoos, you know, when everyone else was getting tattoos all the time.
Hey, we do have some people outside. Sorry to cut you off, Brian.
Yeah. We need to go. Look
sorry
at
to interrupt the Brian Roundtree show.
Yeah. Oh, there's guys milling around in back. Oh, they're just finishing a deal.
They're from the meth hotel.
You want me to go get them real quick and
There's
come
a
back?
guitar case involved. There's a
Are you
musician
gonna leave it
somewhere.
on that so we can go see you get them? Like, are you gonna wrangle them up MMA style?
We could do that, yeah.
But I feel like the same thing happened with. I mean, you know, all of a sudden there was 20 tattoo shops in the suburbs and guys that really didn't know what the hell they were doing, but mommy and daddy had enough money to help them start their own shop because they flunked out of college and didn't want to do anything else
or high
with
school.
their life. Yeah. And mostly college.
And now people
Haven't
have
been
careers
paid for it.
fixing all of the stuff they did.
Yeah, you know, now people have careers doing that. But I think,
yeah, how are you guys combating
I mean, honestly, the best way to answer that question is being an outsider, not being involved
in the culture.
You'll
right.
see more of that because they kind of make themselves more visible. Being inside the shop, I combat that because it's only 1 out of about 10. That's maybe 1 or 2 out of about 10 people that I see.
Right.
I see old people that come in with massive fucking ailments, dude. That are I see medical patients that are going through cancer, and it's a night and day difference of the quality of their life. If I have a dude that comes in, he's throwing up, he's in pain, and he can't go to sleep because he's in chemo, and the next day he comes in and he is bright and shiny and happy and smiling because I gave him some fucking weed.
This is the reason why I voted for it. I'm all about it, especially the medicinal purposes for it, the research that can be done, being able to use hemp. I think
huge.
So fucking
idiotic as a country.
One square mile of hemp equals 40 square miles of trees for paper products.
Yeah. But here's my point.
Totally on board.
Here's my point.
Yeah, I want to high five.
I'm the guy that guys like you have to be able to combat, because I'm the guy that doesn't smoke weed,
right?
That could give a shit less about like the nanograms, the blah blah blah, the megawatts, the 1.21 gigawatts, and the 88 miles an hour necessary
the gigadabs
to make the flux capacitor work. But I'm the guy that people like you who are educated, who understand the positive benefits, have to be able to get in front of, because I'm the guy that's going to vote for it or against it.
Right.
And not be in the industry. How are you combating the 12 guys that now make me so pissed off that I voted for it?
Yeah.
I mean,
that had to have been expected though.
I mean, there's so many answers to that, bro. I mean, because of our industry, I guarantee the economy in Colorado is increased for the simple fact that we had a spring break this year, dude. You know how much money we made just on 2 weeks in March because we finally had a spring break, dude. You know how many DUIs are not happening and are getting switched over. Kind of more stoners are fucking driving now instead of being fucking drunk, dude.
Right.
Now, I mean,
which is neither good.
Neither's good, but at least I'm driving slow. I'm not running into your ass.
You
know what I mean?
They're still in the left lane and pissing me off. Road rage has gone way
just
up.
consider that I'm an old person. I'm just stoned, dude. I got blue hair. I'm driving along.
I still don't want anybody impaired killing my kid, whether you did it at 5 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour.
Please.
If you're impaired, don't fucking
texting drivers are far outranking any stoners and alcoholics out there at this point.
I don't care.
I don't. Texting stoners, that's gotta go.
Yeah. See, if you're putting on too many,
I don't care what the impairment is. I don't want any of them out there.
Stupidity.
I don't want a guy that was texting and killed my kid. I don't want a guy that was drunk and killed my kid. I don't want a guy that was stoned and killed my kid. I don't want any impairment. Mostly, I want my kids alive unless it's me.
Right, unless they're fucking
you also got to understand that because the industry is going the way that it is, there's a little bit more of a comfort level. The taboo is going away.
Sure.
So these 12 guys, probably 4 or 5 of them weren't saying a fucking thing 10 years ago, but now they're like, dude, I can.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't know that they were there before.
Right.
Which I agree about too. There's plenty that were there now that were
now
only
all of a
because
sudden
we're able to not be in the closet about that whole situation.
It's becoming more obvious that way.
Again, the big point is, how are you, as an educated advocate, going to keep people like me on your side when it comes to the next piece of legislation that you as an industry need. Because right now, I will be honest with you, I am completely leaning against helping the stoners on a vote. Mostly because there are 12 guys that are fucking morons compared to every guy like you who I can sit and have a great conversation with, who understands, who gets it, who kind of lays things down. I'm so fucking tired of the idiot.
But the idiots are such a small percentage, dude.
But how, that's why you guys have to combat them, because they make the loudest noise.
Well,
and that's what guys like me see.
Here's how we keep guys like you. This is how we keep guys like you on board with the situation. Okay, how much tax revenue was generated as a result of the first 7 months that this has been legal?
At the beginning of this month, we were at 28 million.
28 million, and they said the first 40 was going to education.
Goes to schools, and then after the 40 million, it goes into roads and construction and shit.
You guys,
where they're cutting out all that money for education and
how
sending it to our
how
boys
happy
so
are
we
your
can
girls
keep
at
fighting in
school
Iraq?
because they got more money?
Hold on.
No, there's no hold on.
He's gonna get other people on his side. We're gonna beat the shit out of here.
But it's not the answer.
Let's do this.
Tax revenue dollars.
I'm going to tell you it's not the answer
That's why
because
voted for it.
right now, that's exactly why I voted for it. And I'm telling you right now that it's not a big enough benefit to overcome every fucking moron all over every social media network, all over every public avenue they can, talking about how they get fucked over because they can't smoke anywhere they want, and they can't do this,
that's
and
just
I can't
them being
do this.
ignorant, dude.
You know what though?
You need to unfriend
you need to unfriend them. You need to educate them.
All the baby boomers that voted for that, and all the older senior citizens that voted for that have these critical ailments, that have that want the schools in their neighborhoods to be continually funded by good things, that voted for these things because it makes their property values go up.
I get
They're
it.
all going to stay on board because they see those numbers.
Keep believing that.
But on top of that, aside from all of that shit, I got 80-year-old lawyers from New York. I got doctors, I got lawyers, I got teachers, I got all these people that have been doing it illegally, which I guess is going to increase crime somewhere. Right. And they're coming in, and they're all being legit, and they're all being chill.
I completely agree with the process.
Taking all that shit off the streets to make it so.
No, I completely agree with the process.
And I know that there's going to be stupid shits. There's
understanding.
dumbass drunks that are out there that are throwing up in the fucking alleyways every fucking night too.
Here's the deal.
Right.
The way that we
Chris?
voted this into law was that it was legal to go to a place that has a license to sell marijuana. You can then buy it, and it's for consumption in your dwelling.
Right.
Or a place that has been designated as legal to smoke. Yep. Not unlike, and I know that...
But we got a bunch of bars out there that everybody can go get tossed and just jump back in their cars and get back out on the highways.
And they're trying to do...
Here's the thing.
They spit alcohol on me.
But let me finish this. It's in no different than being able to go to a bar legally. We're talking about purely the legality of it. Not what people do, not what's... You can go to a liquor store and you can buy a 12-pack. It is now illegal to open that 12-pack while you're driving home, while you're walking down the street, while you're sitting in a parking lot at the Walgreens. It's illegal to drink in all of those places. You can get a ticket for it, correct? We passed the marijuana law under the same presumption that you can go and you can buy it, and then you need to take it to a place that it is lawful to consume. So the big deal for me, and this is what I've been trying to get to this whole way, is... That's the law. Why are you bitching about getting tickets for smoking in public at the same time as it's illegal to buy it and you get a ticket for drinking outside? Well, you should get a ticket.
You don't. There's a big double standard. You can go to any festival in this town and be getting drunk in the middle of the street. I was drinking the entire time.
But you can go anywhere and get stoned too.
Lesbian Gay Fest.
Yeah, it's happening at the same rate.
That's the whole thing. Is you can't legally do that. I couldn't have been at the festival and token up, but I could have sat there and pounded beers all day.
Because they got a permit.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's just the evolution of the law. It will get there eventually.
So it is, and they're going to start cracking down. But I can tell you, It's by law we have to seal them in a sealed container and send them on their fucking way.
Right.
So we've done our job.
Right.
That's all
I'm
about
not saying
just
you have
educating
Just
them.
like every liquor store and every
But
bar.
They do
the
their
other
job.
thing that really
Right.
sucks is that I have 25 to 30% of the people that come in to this state just to get fucking weed, and there is no place for them to smoke because hotels don't want them to smoke there.
Yeah.
You're not really supposed to be in a public park. You're not supposed to be around kids.
Can't be in your car,
half
can't
of
be-
half
yeah.
the out-of-staters are like, where the hell am I supposed to go? And the only
your
place that I
property.
can tell them, besides a couple of the wannabe private clubs that are already getting a shitty, say in the whole thing, is to go up the hills and just fucking hike away, dude. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, at least you can't drive your car somewhere crazy and stuff. You know what I mean?
The forest rangers, he's high
We need
already, so it
weed
doesn't
bars.
really matter.
where they can-
We do need more weed bars. We need to have more places for these people to be able
Which
to
I
smoke
would
it.
then support under the same laws,
Right.
which at that point, people in the industry such as yourselves and the other advocates and the millions of people who smoke, at that point, I could vote for, I could condone opening up a place that's legal to smoke in under the same guidelines of going to a
Right.
bar.
Yeah.
I don't need you, and I don't care what you say. I don't care how many arguments I'm going to get into with everybody on earth. I don't give a fuck
So presumptuous.
how awesome you are at driving when you're high.
Right.
You are under the influence of something that changes your ability to act and react to situations. Period.
Totally.
Fucking
True.
period. I don't
True.
care.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So, under the same guidelines as going to a bar. Now, do people go to bars and drive out of there drunk? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Every night.
And I hope that they get pulled over and get a DUI.
You would only
I truly hope
Before
they do.
they kill someone.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Before, not after, because
Right.
that's just
right after.
Solve
it's kind
the
of
point.
right.
You're getting a ticket.
But at the same
And you're going to
time,
prison for a while.
let's open some places that it's legal to smoke.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want the same kind of regulation and restriction on your ability to go in and eat a fucking brownie and be stoned out of your fucking mind and then get in a car
I mean, the biggest
and back
thing-
over my kid at 3
Like,
miles
can
an
you
hour.
eat the brownie while you're walking?
Right?
What's the...
Ooh. How they
that's-
gonna know?
I can tell you that the
Why edibles have to be like way more awesome, right?
I
Just,
can
like,
tell
in the
you that
movie
the
theater,
industry
like,
evolves
these
all the
Rolos are
time.
great.
Much bigger
Sure.
I've been involved in the industry 4 or 5 years, and every day it evolves.
Yeah.
Problems like this are problems that need to be addressed in a timely fashion.
Right. And
as
these are
they come
problems
up.
that people like me, the non-smoker but voter,
Right.
need. This is the stuff that we need to help you guys
And
with.
they are trying-
non-smoker bud voter. Is that what you said?
But voter.
Oh,
but-
butt voter.
He's all about the butt.
I mean, they are trying to curb this problem. It is a
Still.
problem that's a little
And
bit
we are
newer.
back.
There are hotels that are advertising themselves as 420 friendly.
Oh,
There
really?
are
Where?
there's a couple up and down Broadway.
This
actually.
one next door to us, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, do they have
Yeah, this
hourly
next
rates?
door. They'd be like, please smoke
They're
weed,
like,
please.
yes,
No.
please. Right.
Weed over meth.
If it's
weed
only
over
weed.
meth.
If it's only weed.
Wait,
But yeah, and there's also some bars around town that if they are on private property, then they'll let you
Some
smoke on the
smaller
outside, just like
private
you're smoking
ownership
a cigarette.
stuff. Yeah.
So there are things like that. But I mean, the problems will always be coming up. It's an evolutionary it's an evolutionary industry that society is totally trying to cope with and totally trying to figure out not only how to capitalize but also regulate properly. So
Right. I want it regulated properly, not over-regulated.
Right, regulated property, and you know what?
Properly.
When it first came out, cops weren't even going to touch it because they're like, "Oh, you got a red card. I don't even know what the hell that means."
Right.
These days, they're kind of more educated about it. I've had some patients that have come in and said the driver wasn't smoking, everybody else in the car was smoking. It was apparent to the cop. The cop let him go because it's not.
See,
he doesn't
that-
actually
Contact
have an
high,
even.
I'm proud of that.
That's pretty big stuff.
No, or
When you
like they
got
had smoked and then gotten in a car. But the driver,
the cottonmouth wasn't apparent.
the driver, and that's what I'm talking about with opening up places that make it legal for people to smoke weed.
Yeah.
But make sure that you have that person that's going to get everyone, including the public, home safe.
Right. Right.
So if I'm a business person, I want to open up a smoke shop, bar, place that
Mhm.
you can go to next to every dispensary.
With edible underwear.
With edible underwear.
And
Totally,
rooms
that
by
is
the
mine.
hour.
I'm copywriting that right now on this show.
Maybe a couple private
It was
Pornhub
a joke of
rooms.
mine like 2 weeks ago. I think I put it on Twitter, but it's
This is like the Kramer coffee
stamping it like
table
this.
coffee book.
This webisode is like the same as me like mailing it to myself,
Oh.
right? And then unsealing it.
Registered trademark. Jill
Trademark.
Sassy edible underwear.
Sassy edible underwear.
Sassy
oh
edibles.
my god!
I like it. I like
Sassy
it.
assy. All right.
All right,
If
well,
anybody
we've
has a
got.
business plan out there,
I know
dude,
we've got some musical
contact
guests out there. This has been a very enlightening conversation. I know Trevor's been dying to talk about this particular subject with someone who's actually in the industry. I think
And educated.
We've talked about this plenty of times on the
I'd
show
love
in
to
the
come
past.
back. I know that there's a lot to
And-
talk about.
Oh, there
when it comes
is
to the
absolutely,
industry, so.
especially on this topic. And
I say we just deem Chad our industry expert.
I'm hip, dude.
And we have him in because
Yeah.
he knows that I'm going to verbally attack him, but still be his friend after.
Is it
All right,
Chad?
but
None but love for you, brother.
and
None
we'll
but love
meet
for you.
afterwards just to try out that.
Yeah, I had this. Yeah, you might
we
check
gotta
out. Yeah,
talk about so.
it's called
You're a butt spurt.
Chad Drew in the house. Thank you so much for
called
coming
Go
out to
Pen.
see us.
Go Pen.
Go.
Jill.
Personal wax
Nice.
vaporizer.
We know that you must
I
be
leaving?
coming up anytime soon. You don't have to leave. You're more than welcome to stay. We're going to be bringing in Ghost of Ivy here
Ghost of
shortly.
Ivy. Yep.
I like being surrounded by musicians.
But we didn't get an
Around.
opportunity to talk a whole lot about Jill and her comedy, but she is a brilliant comic, and she's got a lot
Brilliant.
of brilliant
Brilliant.
comic.
I'll take that.
Math jokes.
Math
Math
jokes, right. Well, that's where the brilliant part comes in.
I have a show coming up at Comedy Works on August 27th.
Beautiful.
Downtown.
Very
And you can
nice.
check out my website, the tours page. Don't go to any
Skip the
other part
video
of my website.
Dates are there.
The biography and the tour. Those are about the only.
Go right past
Accurate.
the blog to the tour dates.
Just click on, it's just funnyjill.com and funnyjill on Twitter, at funnyjill on Twitter. But yeah, I have some shows coming up at Comedy Works. I was on TV too, so that was.
Where were you on TV?
When were you on
I was
TV?
on Nick Mom Night Out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
did
awesome.
clean. I did fucking
Yeah.
clean comedy. I was like, what?
Fucking clean
My
comedy.
kids got to see me do
There's her
jokes for
promo
once.
right there.
I did
fucking clean comedy on
comedy.
Nick at Night. Hey. Well,
Yeah.
thanks a lot for
Let it
coming
up
out today. We appreciate you coming up
Thanks
and
for having me.
for bringing your vajazzled coffee cup. And
My
Chad, thanks a
vajazzle.
lot.
For sure.
Coming up next, Ghost of Ivory and Ivy.
Ivory.
Why do I keep saying Ivory?
Because ghosts are
Because you
white.
want Ebony and Ivory.
I know. I'm really in a Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson mood right now.
It's like they just do piano.
Yeah.
Ghost of Ivory. That's it. There's no
And
singing. Nothing else.
He's something about a white guy with a black guy
Ghost
into
of
me.
Ivy is about to join us in studio here. We'll talk to them for a minute, and then we'll have them
Play a couple
some
songs,
music
yeah.
for us. So,
Nice.
thank you guys very much for joining us on Unfiltered and Unaffected, and I'm sure we will see you again soon.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after this.
Or Bach.
Let's go
Bach.
smoke a joint.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
On Ghost of
I
Ivory.
smoke no joints before.
Come on, Trevor.
Is dull, pseudo-intellectual, seeking thrills and popping pills just to get by. I feel pleasure, I feel pain, and it's driving me insane. Give me all the sympathy money can buy. Now you know I'm falling apart. There's nothing left within my heart. Now I know it's all in vain. Believe the lie or feel pain. But like it's all gone. Give me something, baby, give me something I can feel. Put yourself in my shoes so you know I'm being real. Now how does it feel? No bitch got now you know I'm falling apart. There's nothing left within my heart. Now I know it's all in vain. Believe the lie or feel the pain. Like it's all gone. Baby, I've got a broken heart. Watch my world just fall apart. I'm just a victim of the choices I have made. If I could go back, you know that all my debts would be paid. I'm going back in time to pay for every crime. This world that I perceive and everything I believe. My world is crumbling. within my heart. Now I know it's all in vain. Believe the lie or feel the pain. Now you know I'm falling apart. Now I know it's all in vain. It's all in blind inside the baby, I've got a broken heart. Watch my world just fall apart.
This flesh will fall back into the ground from which it came, and I will say goodbye to the temporal and hello to the eternal.
No one will ever break my will. These are the hardest shoes to fill. No one can stop me now. I'm burning alive. Am I man enough for you? I'm doing all that I can do. No one can stop me now. I'm burning alive. I'm forever in your debt, and I will never, never forget. I can assure you as the flames grow higher and higher, I'm a survivor of the fittest here in the fire. I've been waiting all my life. It's time to seal the deal. I'll become a martyr now and die for something Here's an invitation to the end of all my days. The beginning, going up in a blaze. I will survive, burning alive.
Herman's Hideaway on the corner of Iowa and Broadway. Your favorite independent anti-corporate venue featuring Westward's best patio. Now serving award-winning food. From metal to jazz to hip-hop, Herman's Hideaway has something for everyone. And if you want to book your act at Herman's Hideaway, email booking@hermanshideaway.com or call 303-777-2535. There's only one venue, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Holding it down in Denver. Go to hermanshideaway.com for more information and show listings.
Hey, Trevor O'Connor here from Unfiltered and Unaffected, hanging out downtown Denver with Mini Mad Mike Cook. What up? Mike's on his way up to Evil Knievel Days in Butte, Montana.
I'm Mini Man Mike Cook, and I'm about to ride through 5 walls of fire.
I brought you to the skate park. I thought maybe we could skateboard. Light it on fire? No, that's not going to happen?
No. Me and skateboard
Oh, it's not. No mix? Oh, I saw some guys with some scooters. Some of those little, like razor scooters. That's got handlebars.
Trying to get me hurt.
Hey, now checking some stuff out on the internet. You have a TV show, or you were on a TV show on History Channel.
American Daredevils. I was on a little part of that. I also did a tribute to Evil Knievel, Jackass, and how that started. I did 2 episodes of Monsters Alive back in the day. It doesn't get any easier every time you do it. There's new people building it. Usually, different terrain to deal with, different promoters, different this, different that. Always running late on time.
You also hold the record for most motorcycle rides through walls of fire.
Yeah, I hold the world record for the most motorcycle walls of fire. The 21, this guy in England did 20 in like 1980. So I
Was that all in a row? Just wall, wall, wall,
Yeah.
wall, 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 wall.
consecutive wall. I mean, I spaced out a little bit.
Right, so you can.
Well, it just, if you get real close, they bunch up, and then you don't really break, they just kind of pull into each other.
Yeah.
Pull the kids in, crash them.
That's fun.
On the other side, baby.
Check him out. Evil Knievel Days, Butte, Montana, coming up this coming weekend. It's gonna get crazy.
MiniMikeCook.com.
World viral.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
Mini
nice.
Mad Mike Cook is he's a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
They were driving up. They had everybody's gear in a trailer from Oklahoma that was going up there.
Yeah.
And they drove into Denver. And the best part about it was we both left the interview at the same time, and they were going north, and I live up north, so I was just kind of following them.
Following the
Oh my
caravan.
god, they're fucking. No, it was just them in a trailer,
Yeah.
and
They're all over
they
the
were
place.
all over the fucking highway. Like, because our highway system is kind of fucked.
Right.
You go down and you get on I-25 at like 20th, and then you're over too far to the right, and it ends up trying to sling you on to I-70.
70,
So then you
yeah.
got to get over one lane, and then a little farther up, it tries to sling you on to 76. So they're in this trailer just
Stay in
fucking
the center
I'm like,
lane at
Jesus
all
God.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, hopefully they'll get pulled over and then I can speed.
Well, so nice.
but that
Evil
didn't
Knievel
happen.
Days coming up January. It's
It's-
actually
it's
starting
now.
today.
Yeah.
I think it's going through the 27th. So lots of cool cats we got to talk to a couple weeks ago as well. And
Yeah, Levi Troutman.
Levi.
He's up there.
And Robbie
The
Knievel.
Kamikaze Kid, Robbie Knievel.
That's all archived on our website, worldviral.tv. You can check it
Yeah.
out. Hit the shows on demand archives, and then you can check that out.
Definitely. So thank you again, Mini Mad Mike, for coming out.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I think we might Skype. I might record a Skype with him from up there over the weekend.
Oh, cool.
He's going to try to get a couple of guys together and get in. And,
Oh, that'd be badass.
yeah, so then if it works out, we'll get some footage of that and we'll keep checking in with him.
But right now,
he did real quick raise an interest.
oh really?
Yeah,
Into driving motorbikes through fire.
I think I'm going to find a way to do
Jesus
it.
Christ, dude! How many midlife crises are you gonna have?
I
in
need
one
someone
shot?
I need someone that can loan me or
You just want
gift me a
something
bike.
to burn the cauliflower off of those ears. That's what.
And then I need someone else to create the walls that I'm going to go through. I've done a little bit of research, and
Dude,
I think
I'll
I can
create
do
the
it.
walls. I'm down for. I'll
Yeah,
make the
brick walls.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm interested. I'm going to do something like I want in. Anyway, over the last week for dinner and a movie, people in Denver obviously don't want their restaurants to get any
This
publicity.
is really frustrating for me, and it's also my own. Whatever. We've all got. Some of us have lives outside of this studio, which is unfortunate because this is all I'd love to do every day. But we do try and get a hold of restaurants that are interested in getting some good publicity here on the show, and we do it with our dinner and a movie segment. So if you're a restaurant out there and you're you'd like everybody to hear about what it is you might have going on at the time, give us a shout here. You can hit me up at Brian, well, what, I guess you've got Trevor.
Trevor at TrevorRocksDenver.com.
Trevor at TrevorRocksDenver.com. You could also come to the worldviral.tv site. Hit us through our contact page there and let us know. We'll come out, have some try out your food. Last week we did Dad and Dude's Brewery. We've done a few other restaurants around town we'd really love to check you out. But that's why there's no dinner for our dinner.
Because no restaurant invited you.
I couldn't find anybody to help out.
And I told you to quit paying for dinner.
Well, and that was the other part of it, is the promotional budget's gotten to become a little small. So, you know, when it's all coming out of your own pocket, it's like, all right,
Always
I need
small.
someone to sponsor this. And nobody wanted to feed me.
Well, that's
this
it.
week,
Restaurants, if you want the publicity, you can give up a meal.
If there's publicity, any publicity I could give, it's that I actually got bumped up to bartender this week at the Fox and Hound.
Oh.
So if you're ever at the Fox and Hound in Lone Tree, I'm bartending up there now. So
Roundtree and Lone Tree.
Roundtree in Lone Tree at the Fox and Hound Sports Grill. And we do have the UFC fight on free tomorrow night. So if you guys want to come out and check that out, that's happening. Is it the Brawler fight or Lawler? What's his name?
Oh, Robbie Lawler.
Lawler. Is that tomorrow night?
I don't think it's tomorrow.
We do have a fight we do have the fights on tonight.
Yeah, Access TV is
we'll
tonight.
Be doing that tonight.
It's
so.
RFA live from the Broomfield Event Center.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Look in the press area.
Yeah.
I'll be there. We did do a movie, though. No dinner, but a movie. I saw Lucy. Lucy is the new movie with Scarlett Johansson. And Morgan Freeman is the narrator of the movie, just like he is in 12 movies a year, because he has the greatest voice ever.
And LeBron James's.
And he's also
letter to the S.
What's the guy's name? Damn it, Frank
Caliendo
is Morgan Freeman.
But Lucy was had nothing
anyway
to do with Frank Caliendo.
No, Frank Caliendo was not the Morgan Freeman in Lucy.
Right.
You guys want to check out the trailer?
Yeah, let's check out the trailer. Save us.
It's 10:37. I want to get through this real quick and get these guys in.
And we want to get the guys. I think if you haven't seen the trailer,
here's the deal.
It's pretty badass.
The premise behind the movie is Scarlett Johansson is a girl named Lucy who gets kidnapped and forced into drug smuggling, but she's smuggling this weird neurotropic drug. She gets assaulted. One of the bags that they cut her open and sew the drugs into her, and then she gets assaulted and one of the bag gets open and it starts getting into her system, and the neurotropic drug causes you, or the effect is that you start to use more of your brain than the 10% that they say that normal humans use of their brain. So as the percentage of her brain usage goes up, so does her ability to do things. Like she becomes telekinetic and all this stuff.
Senses.
She can stop time and do all this weird shit. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
You definitely have to depart from reality.
Right.
Because it trips over its dick in a couple places with what it says and then what it does. But if you don't care about that, it's cool action stuff.
You don't care about the science fiction of the science fiction.
If you don't care about the science part of science fiction, you're totally it's good. It's entertaining. It's one of those movies where you just go, sit down, disengage, and just let it happen. It's really cool. If you like Limitless or The Lawnmower Man, do you remember those movies?
Yeah.
You're gonna really like Lucy.
Limitless was great.
It's right there in that same vein.
Cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
I would recommend it. Like I said, the only drawback to it was you do have to separate from reality a little bit and just let the movie happen.
In the era of the superhero movie, I would think that might actually be a nice new spin on it.
Kind of, yeah, because she does gain some superhuman powers,
Right.
which I'll give
our
up.
friends at Comic-Con would totally.
Yeah, I'll give up one piece that didn't make sense. She's able to stop all these guys with her mind and splay people with her arm, and they just go blah blah blah, and nobody, none of the general public gets hurt, only the people that do. But then 2 minutes later, there's the same amount of people coming after her, and she asks these people to hold them off because she now needs to concentrate.
Right.
I'm like, but she just did that thing right over there.
Where she stopped time.
She did that thing with her tongue.
Right.
Why can't she do that thing with her tongue again?
Yeah, why can't she?
But she didn't do it with her tongue.
So the
anyway,
director missed that one.
Yeah, just
spot.
the little things like that.
That's so like you to catch that too.
I know, I do. But anyway, if you like Limitless, if you like Lawnmower Man, it's right in that same vein. It's a cool summer movie. It really is. I mean, just let it happen.
All right.
But we do have Ghost of Ivy sitting across
Ghost
from
of
us,
Ivy in the
patiently
house.
sweating their balls off
Gentlemen,
on the couch.
Welcome to the sauna.
Thank you.
Is
Thank you
that
for
what we're going
having
to call it, the
us here.
sauna?
I think we should start calling
Yeah.
it the sauna.
See, I keep thinking I'm so good looking. That's why Jill's sitting over there going like this.
Yeah, that's what it
She's
is.
like, oh my God, he's hot.
She has like
Oh my
one article
God.
of clothing on than the rest of it. I mean, she's
Yeah.
cooking over there.
Let's introduce ourselves.
The earrings count, or wait,
Shoes.
You were on the couch.
Let's introduce ourselves from my left.
Joshua.
Travis.
Daniel.
Right on.
They're so
matter of
very
fact.
apropos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
Yeah,
Ghost of
welcome.
Ivy. Travis and I have actually hooked up several times. I've never seen them play.
You guys,
Oh, wow.
But
you
we
guys
hook up
hooked
at other venues at other people's shows.
I
Right.
knew it
And
was going
chat.
to be that kind of party.
We chat at we chat on Facebook a lot. We hang out. I like them. You know me. I've been really soured on the local music scene for a little while.
Right.
Mostly because metal
Well,
sounds
you
like
spent
metal.
3 months like taking care of an entire metal contest.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's-
Ghost of Ivy to me is a breath of fresh air because it is. I can't classify you guys as metal. I can't. They're radio friendly, well written rock and roll in my mind. Is that
Sure.
Fair enough.
does that land
Yeah.
for you guys?
Absolutely.
A lot of bands.
We can live with that.
A lot of
Radio
bands
friendly,
get
yes.
really offended if you say radio friendly. We're not fucking sellouts, man. Oh, you mean you're broke? Because
you're hanging out in a trailer.
Radio friendly means that you have something that a large percentage of the populace might actually be interested in hearing,
Consuming, yeah.
other than the three guys in leather jackets and work boots that were at your metal show last night. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Timmy, and thank you, Chris.
That pretty much sums it up, Trevor.
telling you,
I think
that's
you
exactly-
you got the metal scene in
Yeah.
in one
He doesn't
phrase there.
sound jaded about it at all.
Well, I'm not jaded. I'm realistic.
No.
So anyway, Ghost
That's
of
the real problem.
Ghost of Ivy. How do you guys describe yourself?
Kind of pretty similar. I would say just rock alternative. There's a lot of bands that we sound like Stone Tower, Breaking Benjamin, those kind of bands that our live show is a little bit different. I know our music is a lot more radio friendly. Our live show is definitely a lot more energetic, and we've changed a lot of the songs to cater to the live spot. But yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. That was a great analogy. Perfect.
Nice. How long
Like
you guys
I've done
been
this
tearing up
before.
the scene, man?
A year now. Yeah. We started out in the little basement, and with him and I, and with my other job, acquired this kick-ass drummer here,
Nice.
and it's been a hellacious trip. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Now, I went in on the metal scene,
Yeah.
and I didn't mean to bash Josh's world because Josh actually works in the metal scene with Swinging Noose, right? No, do you not work with those guys?
No. I think you got me mixed up with someone else.
Really?
Which is hard for him to do because
Yeah.
he knows everybody in this town.
That's weird. I thought for
It's-
some reason that
he
you
felt there was a
also did
connection.
some promotion work. Do you not?
No.
No.
Wow. Is
No,
there another Josh that looks exactly like you that also plays guitar?
All right, and here's 5 ways to kill the
Possibly.
conversation with your guest.
Step one.
Choked him. Somebody choked him out on
Let me
that.
pull this barbed dildo out of my ass.
There you go.
I just
All
sat on.
Stick a sound.
Yeah, I went all the way there, Chris.
So what is it you guys do outside of your
Doo-doo.
music? Doo-doo.
Barb dildo doo-doo. You can't do that right after barb dildo.
Barb dildo doo-doo.
Ironically enough, we have like a doctor in the house
That's
here.
right.
No shit, man.
Yeah, I just finished up my PhD from UC Berkeley. So.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
Very nice. Did you bring us back anything else good from Berkeley? Let's get that out on the table right now.
We'll deal with that later.
Okay.
What else is there in Berkeley?
Oh, hey, trust me. All the good stuff comes out of Berkeley.
I'm so uneducated right here.
Yeah.
Right.
You weren't at Global Dance this weekend either, so just let that go.
No, mostly because I did not stab myself in the neck.
Right. And
Brian, you were?
I wasn't, but I knew people that were.
Okay.
I was locked in right there. So.
Oh, they make hallucinogenics?
Well, I mean,
At Berkeley?
Well, the guys are come on, you seriously don't know this? This is from like the late '60s, mid '60s, man. Berkeley was the college
LSD.
town.
LSD.
It was about LSD. It was about the whole counterculture. But they led that whole march from the West Coast, man.
And we're still
okay.
We're still going that from the 60s?
I'm just saying. Well, I'm saying those things are still. There's still
in
plenty
50
of that
years,
science
nothing
going
new has
on
happened
in
there.
Berkeley.
There's still
There's still plenty of that type of
So you guys
exploration
made
in the
Molly.
counterculture. Yeah.
That's what I got my degree in. Yeah.
You got your degree in molly making?
Yeah. We might not want to go down this road for him, right? He may have like he's just getting his PhD.
He's like, I
means
can't.
his career hasn't started yet. So.
Right. Travis, you?
Me, I'm a phlebotomist, so I draw blood. I'm a vampire.
God bless you. What's
Thank
that?
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right. Yeah, I draw blood all day, so
Nice.
it's good. It's fun.
Beautiful.
Josh?
I'm a forklift technician. I pretty much
You
drive
and me are
around-
more
You must be
along
the
the
guitar player, right?
I pretty much drive around the city and go to different businesses and stuff.
Oh, you fix forklifts?
Yes. I'm a
Oh, I'm
technician.
way dumber than that. I would be the guy that operated the forklift.
So
He would be the one that was making his own pallets.
I'm guessing pretty 9 to 5 for the most part on any given day, or you've got swing shifts and
No,
whatever else?
I pretty much work whatever I want.
Nice.
I don't have a set schedule.
Now I would think, definitely in that profession, that makes it a little harder for him. It's I can be in a band and do these things, but I would think with the professions you guys have chosen, obviously, it gets a little different trying to make time for a band and actually get out there and do this other thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
It's definitely a balance, but I think all of us are here with the music, so that's really where we want to be.
And what is here? How did you guys come together with the same sound and decide this is the direction we're headed?
Craigslist?
Yeah, no. You know what?
Worst things have happened off Craigslist.
Josh and I met each other through an ex. And
You said that so quietly. Did you pick that up on the?
Yeah, we got
Oh
that.
no, there I got choice words for that, but that's okay.
Did you guys, no, wait, but
No, I'm not talking about us being exes.
Did you guys date the same girl?
No,
Oh.
but so I was dating his wife's best friend, and then we both went through some pretty traumatic life situations with both situations.
They're both bitches.
And there you go. So
You're so good at that deciphering.
So I came back from Arizona and hooked back up with Josh, and our whole thing was
he just got in trouble. His phone's going off.
I know, right? Yeah. He wanted to play, and I wanted to sing, so I kicked it off. I'm like, hey, dude, let's do this, and hence where the name Ghost of Ivy came from. My friend Chris Iverson, he's pretty busy with his life. Had a great band called Cypher at the time, and couldn't really pursue the music the way he wanted to, so I took it. And it was stuff that we'd done years ago. So why not make it come back mainstream and do it right? So
a little homage to.
So that's where
absolutely, that's where Ghost of Ivy really comes from. And he to us is kind of like our ghostwriter. I mean, he is a phenomenal writer. He's got some serious skills. I wish that he could be a part of this. And but
Ghost writer.
Yeah.
I thought he said Ghost Rider, and I was
No,
like, dude, we
Ghost
so
Writer.
need a Ghost Rider.
We're not doing flaming
Negative
heads
Ghost Rider.
and- yeah,
the
right.
Pattern is full.
Pattern is full. The column is full.
I thought I was so there. I was like, yeah. And no.
Yeah. So
Fuck.
So we took it. We took it and ran it. And ironically enough, we lost our bass player and our drummer at the same time. I was drawing his blood literally days before
You're a
we were
doctor,
about
you
to
can't
audition.
draw your own blood?
I know,
Yeah.
not that kind of doctor. I mean, you'd think I just go in to get my blood drawn. I look on the wall, there's all these band posters on there, and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy looks familiar.
Right.
And so we start talking about this. He's like, yeah, I sing. I'm like, okay, great. He's like, yeah, you play anything? Oh yeah, I'm a drummer. I do it now and then. He's like,
we need
yeah,
one.
any good?
Right?
Nice.
So,
Hey, do you suck?
right. Yeah, I'm terrible. I like to advertise it.
Right.
And yeah, it just happened from there.
And what's your pedigree? Obviously, if you're out in Berkeley, were you out in the music scene out there? as
I was
well?
not in the music scene out there. I started out in punk rock and then played around with a little jazz. So how I ended up here, I'm not sure, but it's been a good ride.
Fate, obviously.
Yeah.
Drawing
That's
the
how
blood.
I totally want to look at it. I think Josh's skills, Tabor's skills. Tabor's not with us today. He's busy at his
May
job.
rest
Oh,
in
you mean
peace.
he's
Yeah. No, he's just working. He's working. And
It'd be called Ghost of Tabor otherwise.
right. We're the skills that he has shown, and the stuff that he's just come up with on his own, and the things that he's acquired, because the music wasn't easy. It a lot of double bass, a lot of intricate melodies and stuff like that took him a while to kick on. But when he did, it was synchropicity right there. Boom.
out.
You know,
Nice.
it worked out beautifully. And
So you're saying he's a slow learner?
No, he's actually a very fast learner. He's a very fast learner, and he's come up with a lot on his own that we've been extremely impressed with. So my wish and my hope is that you know, we're all together for a long time.
Well, I'm guessing we don't get to hear any of we don't have a drum set set up today to get any of his percussion.
He can tap on the chair.
Well,
I appreciate
it
that.
sounds like
Buckets.
on the live end though, outside of the acoustic, that definitely be worth checking out.
And you guys you're on like a little mini press tour right now.
Kinda. We're trying.
You're pushing everywhere you can.
Right. Yeah, we have a benefit coming up at Heritage Square August 9th. And that's for, you know.
What's the benefit for?
So the benefit is for, there was an officer that served for 30 years. He's got diabetes, and he's had a few amputations, et cetera, et cetera. His wife found out she has Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh, jeez.
And on top of that, they have a son that has cerebral palsy. So,
wow.
So it's definitely a huge benefit. He needs a kidney transplant. And so it's a huge benefit. So if we can, we'd love to get a bunch of supporters out there for that.
And that's at Heritage Square.
Heritage
tomorrow?
Square, August 9th.
August
9th, 2 weeks from now. Yeah, 2 weeks from now. We'll be out there. We're gonna play a full 3-hour set. So
3 hour bands in Colorado don't play 3-hour sets.
yeah,
Some bands
it's
do.
hard.
It's not easy.
It's work.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of
definitely
fun.
a lot of
It is
you
a lot
know
of
mixed.
fun.
I read a
covers
blog on
materials.
Westward just the other day that said no local band should play more than 25 minutes because Westward is the be all end all of what you should do in Colorado with entertainment and music.
And everything you put on the internet is
They
the
suck
truth,
balls.
right? Yeah. It's on the internet. Yeah,
I
no.
make Chris so mad.
Whatever.
Well, when Colorado Music Buzz is fueling a lot of your music stuff that's going on around
Yeah.
here. I see that, but
We need to get you guys talking to Tim. Tim also does a show here on worldviral.tv called Music Buzz Live Radio. And he's covering the music scene. He's also the editor. Is he the editor in chief?
Senior editor,
Senior
yes.
editor for Colorado Music Buzz magazine. So we got to get
Okay.
you guys in with him
Definitely.
too. Why don't we run over to the other set so we can get some music in, because
for sure.
we talk a lot and then we end up with
Who's we?
me and the dick in my pocket. Get some music
My
out of you
puppet.
guys and talk about what you have coming up in between songs. Let's try to get 2 songs.
Yeah.
Come in, play a song, tell us what you have coming up, play your second song, and we'll fade right out with that.
Beautiful.
We'll be right back.
Ghost of Ivy coming right back.
I'd stare for hours off into space with superpowers. I saw a world beyond the shadow of my doubt. And you were there, you used to care, but you gave in to your despair. Now you've forgotten what this dream is all about. I shut my eyes and start to dream. The only place I'm safe from everything. I shut my eyes and start to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to this world is what it seems. I don't think you know how far down the hole you'll go. Will you get back what you've already felt? I said I don't think you know how far down the hole you'll go. Will you get back what you've already felt? Already felt.
Welcome back to Unfiltered and Unaffected. We're live in Studio B with Ghost of Ivy.
I'm gonna throw this one out for Jade. I hope she's watching. Wanting, waiting, never knowing what is going to come of me. Hurting, beating, I'm stuck inside a mind that's playing tricks on me. I really know what I would do without. I'm living in a box of sin and full of doubt. Trusting, hating, how can you say that you know what I am feeling? Know what I am feeling. Secrets deep in my head. Clarity, it's something that can't be said. All this pain, infliction upon myself. Find relief in nothing and nothing else. Need to quiet, fighting inside my mind. All the spinning, racing, it makes me blind. Take a breath, I'll press it against my skin. Sweet relief, buried deep within. Can't take all this when you come at me, trying to understand, but you just can't see how I feel, it's my addiction. Take all this when you come at me, trying to understand. You just can't see how I feel, it's my addiction. Wanting, waiting, never know what is gonna come of me. That was addiction.
If Chris can get us there.
There we
Ooh,
go. Hey,
that's a good shot right there.
There's a good shot of our chair.
There's a big shot of a chair. Hey, thank you guys very much for joining us today. Come back and see us again next Friday. Trevor, always a pleasure.
Ish.
It
was a
Chris
pleasure,
Thomas,
Ish.
thank you once again. Thanks to our guest Jill, Sassy with the T, Tasei. Fantastic job today. And Chad Drew with the
Evergreen Apothecary.
That's right.
Ghost of Ivy has a show tonight, correct?
Woody's Pizza.
Woody's Woodfire Pizza.
Cool.
Go
It's
get you
so
some
good.
pizza, some cold beer, and check out Ghost of Ivy. We're going to close the show with Ghost of Ivy. One more tune from these guys today. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a safe and fun weekend out there.
Have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Yeah, that's right.
4th of July.
Oh, are we doing? Yeah.
Society level.
Your actions were so clear, torn up feelings insincere, and I know I'll be going out alive. Content faithless ways, tied in knots and torn away. Service rendered, I'm all out of time. Through the canyons and the passes of a future without knowing, I know I'll be alive. If I command the heartache, you can see it my way, then peace, it's just a matter of time. Counting faithless ways, tied in knots and torn away. Service rendered, I'm all out of time. Whoa, through the canyons and the passes of a future without knowing, I know I'll be alive. If I command the heartaches and you can see it my way, then peace, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, oh, I lead the way away through the canyons and the passes of a future without knowing, I know I'll be alive. If I command the heartache and you can see it my way, then peace, just a matter of time. Yeah, well, peace, just a matter of time. Yeah, well, peace, it's just a matter of time.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Fantastic, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you guys. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, everybody.
Everything you say is dull, pseudo-intellectual, seeking thrills and popping pills just to get by. I always thought I was right, and so I'd put up a fight, until the day I ran right into a wall. I made an honest attempt, I thought that I was exempt, until the day I ran right into a wall.